he hasn't had his dressing gown for a while, has he?
That's what it is, isn't it? It's out of his dressing gown. That's
Getting
why.
grumpy now.
Oh boy! Right. So our first fight then is BJ Penn versus Joe Stevenson, UFC 80. Let me tee it up.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So cute. 9 minutes. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna change that. 9 minutes, 39 seconds, because that's where I've got it teed up, and it's literally about to start. So anyone who wants to watch along, UFC FightPass, BJ Penn versus Joe Stevenson, UFC 80, 9 minutes, 39 seconds. That's where we're going to go from, and we'll count us in to press play so we can watch it all together.
Woo!
Like a happy family.
I need. Right.
We should introduce Thierry, because we've got Thierry here this week, as we've subbed him in for Matthew Whittington.
Because he hasn't got internet.
No internet. It's 2020, Whit.
Hate of it.
Welcome, Thierry.
Whit.
Friday Night Fights.
9 minutes. What, Nick?
39.
39.
I just find this
9:39. I've got it.
Your age, isn't it?
I don't think I've ever seen you fight. So.
Not yet, Mark. Not yet.
He just looks 59.
Had a long day, mate, already. Hard paper round.
On that note, I'm going to get a beer before we start this. Then I'll count you down.
All right, well, wait, hang on. So I need a beer as well. So anyone else who does need a beer or the loo, go now.
Would be a good idea.
But we need to stay. So now, Mark, Thierry, you've got to hold the fork.
Hold the fork.
This is your chance.
Should we just press play? Because
I don't know a fight.
I've gone for about 3 beers, waiting for him to sort the fucking live thing out.
BJ Penn versus who?
This is for me. We got a fucking beer. Got a fucking beer. Woo. Big ass beer.
What's that? Order.
Size of my head.
Where'd you get that?
Is it versus Joe Stevenson, UFC 80?
Yeah. UFC 80.
Cool. How have you not got this up already yet, Thierry?
I've not really been listening, to be honest. Like 9 minutes.
We've been talking fights, mate.
Yeah, good substitute there.
Yeah, doing a top job already. 9 minutes, what was it? 9 minutes what?
39.
39.
Okay. Right. I'm just going to grab another drink quickly.
Has he been listening to anything that we've been saying?
No.
This is brilliant. Who have you got tomorrow, Sam? Ferguson or Gaethje? And do you think that his weight cut a week in advance is going to affect him?
Ferguson or Gaethje? I'm giving it to Ferguson.
Yeah, me too. Well, how so? What do you reckon is going to happen? I reckon it's going to be either a TKO,
decision, or a knockout. I reckon one of those three.
Okay, I reckon it's either going to be stoppage in the 4th or the 5th, or it's going to be a TKO in the 4th or the 5th.
No, I never know what to say for these things because I just.
When I say stoppage, I mean like in between rounds.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the last however many 7 people he's had a fight with
12
just looked like a piece of steak at the end of it.
Yeah.
So.
Man, they look like bad. They look so bad, don't they?
Yeah, honestly, they all look like Street Fighter continued screens.
With a bit of blood coming down the chin.
Where's Thierry gone now?
Get a drink.
Get a drink. He hasn't been listening to us one bit.
Whitey Mouse.
Whitey Mouse has gone. Anyway, so who's next on the card?
I don't know. Who?
No, on tomorrow's card. I'm talking about Saturday's card.
Oh, let me see.
Oh, you got Cejudo and Cruz.
Cejudo, I reckon, on that.
I'm with him
too.
Yeah.
I think either it's going to be a TKO in the 2nd, or it's going to go to decision. I reckon that's.
I reckon you can bet heavily on Dominic the Decisionator Cruz.
Are we going to do a live recording for tomorrow's card in the middle of the night?
SGY is.
No, we should all convene.
We'll be up and watching it, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be up for it
by then as well.
Live.
Yeah.
Also,
I'll be
how
well
are
up
you
for
going to
it.
watch it though?
But yeah, that's the thing. Well, we'll all have to watch it respectively, but I definitely want to watch the commentary.
So you
as well.
can get
Listen to that shit.
BT Sport on a monthly contract now, so you only pay for 1 month, but it is like 20 something quid.
Or
But it's not like a year's pass now. It's like you can get.
Tell you
like
what, we can get fucking headphones or some shit, and then you can get the commentary.
Yeah, yeah. Just put your headphones into the commentary.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
So and then it's so Hudo Cruz and then Ngannou Rosenstruik.
What?
Right, we all sync this up. Should we watch the fight?
Yeah, let's put it on while we chat.
And then we'll watch the next one, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, then. In 3.
Now it's in.
Right, so I'll go.
We're doing on 1.
Right, so I'll go 3, 2, 1, and then we click. So I go 3, 2, 1, we click.
No, because I think that space in between is going to be ambiguous. I think you should do it on 1. So 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, agree. Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
Well, I'm going to do it 1, 2, and then on 3, yeah?
Oh, fuck me. Can we make it 4, 5, 6, please?
Okay, you ready?
yeah.
4, 5, 6.
Oh,
Turn your sounds off.
Mute it, baby.
Oh my God!
Look how young Buffer looks.
Oh my God!
I think he was born with grey hair.
Herb B looks
Do you know, that was
exactly
why-
the same age.
This is why I was most gutted that we couldn't go to UFC London, because I just wanted to meet Bruce in person, and it just didn't happen.
You'll never meet Bruce in person.
You just got to slide into his DMs.
Only in your
It's
dreams.
all over him. I reckon if you slid into Buffer's DMs, he'd be all over it.
Should I? Should I
I
try?
reckon you should.
I reckon we all should and see who replies to first. Whoever gets a reply first wins. I don't know.
He's not going to
special
reply to
hat.
some otter, is he?
Wins a signed Bruce Buffer microphone.
So this is BJ before he lost his shit, right?
This is BJ fucking killing the game, BJ.
Yeah.
I like his shorts with the black belt. That's pretty
Yeah, I
cool.
love them. I love those.
Mark could get on with a white belt.
You should.
I was saying earlier, I'm going
Like
to go
Tide
on
Rom
to,
as well. Like
yeah,
the
go on your
white
profile,
belt knot.
just edit all of your belts into white belts.
Fine.
Joe Daddy Stevens,
Right,
by the way, had some fights. He fought like
Yeah.
50 or 60 times by the end of his career.
Joe
Look at
Daddy
Colin
Stevenson.
He's on fights here. He's 33 against 7, that's quite a record.
That is
That's
a mad
a
record.
professional record, though. He
Have you noticed like the newer breed of fighters, their MMA records are a lot less now. They're not like that. They're not
30 and yeah.
That's his pro record as well, right? So he
Yeah, that's
fought
his pro
amateur
record.
before that for quite a few fights.
Well,
But-
this is it. I wonder whether there was much of an amateur league. Do you know what I mean? I wonder whether they just kind of had a couple, like 2 or 3 amateur fights, and then just went straight into pro.
Maybe.
Whereas,
That does seem like a more common thing now, that people have less professional fights.
yeah,
Is that because of training? Is training?
Okay.
Maybe they're being more tactical about the fights they take.
yeah, that, and I think,
And I do think the
potentially
training
having-
comes into it.
I think maybe
Probably a lot more training going on.
Fucking hell, I wouldn't want to fight, not him.
It was like Wim was saying earlier, like he's got his record's 18 wins, 4 losses, but he said, but back then it's like he had 10 years grappling, like, and he's fighting people that didn't know how to do like all the stuff.
What
God
the fuck
damn.
happened there?
Yeah, BJ was a fucking beast back in the day,
Yeah.
man. I forget, and I know that for a fact.
Okay, this is
He's
BJ
one for the
coming
old
back.
whippersnappers, like Reese.
This
Yeah,
is
he won't
go
literally-
back
You
up
don't,
on
you won't
okay,
even know
then.
who BJ Penn is.
Probably not.
he's already had his his initial burst onto the scene at this point as well. This is him coming back,
Yeah.
and then he comes back again later when he's fatter.
He was one of the first to go up weight classes and just be like, yeah, fuck it, I just want to fight.
He was double champ, wasn't
Yeah, considering he's probably a natural 145er.
he? Yeah,
he fought at 170, right?
Did he?
170 he fought at.
He fought Lyoto Machida at heavyweight.
What?
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, BJ Penn did. BJ Penn fought Lyoto Machida at heavyweight.
We watched the Machida fight the other day, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He doesn't care. BJ doesn't care
No.
who's in front of
I
him.
watched Lyoto versus John Jones the other day.
And
Oh, we're doing the old the scuffle.
Yeah.
Was it Joe's
Scuffle.
Get your toes out the fence, though.
I hate it when that happens.
I
You
know.
go get your toes in the mat.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Was it Joe Stevenson who in The Ultimate Fighter, you know, when they did that task where you like have to crawl round the lightweight crawls around the heavyweight's back, and he did it like 60 times. Was it the same? Was it a different one?
No, I don't know. You were talking about that with someone the other day.
Like, Diego did it for about an hour.
That's it.
In the season 1, but I'm pretty sure Joe did the same thing, or like a different type of move where they crawl around one of the heavyweights.
That's mad.
BJ's
The heavyweight must have been exhausted as well, though.
Yeah, man.
BJ's really like just grinding him. This is like a
Yeah.
it's like a
Yeah. That's a very Khabib kind of position, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
He's very tight, isn't he?
Getting those hooks in and everything.
I was going
He's
to
just
say,
like
he's got some good
gripping onto
jiu-jitsu
him.
feet going on there.
Yeah, man. There's so little space
he like doesn't want to progress.
to escape.
He had the mount there, but he's like happier in this like knee shield position. It seems
Everyone.
I guess there's a lot
everyone's
more
happier.
room to.
Yeah.
striking.
Joe's super good on the ground though as well.
This
That's
is
really like keeping his head up against his chin and stuff as well, so he's controlling his head.
position is really good. Yeah, it's just very Khabib style.
And it goes back to what Ian was saying about controlling someone on the ground. If you have your head right into their chest there, it makes it very difficult for them to actually do anything to you. You know, you can't. The best you can do is push off of them. Like once you've made an angle, then you can start doing something, I guess.
It's just the way he moves his legs like into those positions like that, and then like stays with his hips that are attached to Joe's hips or knees. Like
He's so flexible, like in the hips and legs and knees, isn't he? Like,
Yeah.
doesn't release any pressure but moves the legs.
yeah,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
it's so good. By the way, that old, you don't see that anymore, do you? Where people walk up the cage and like to replace people.
I'll tell you something else you don't see anymore. Foot stomps. That died out,
no,
didn't
I've
it?
seen them. I've seen them.
Really?
Yeah.
They used to be like a primary, if they're up against the cage, foot, like they used to be a thing, like go
Don Fry foot stomping. Connor brought back the shoulder punch though.
That's
shoulder
coming back
broke, yeah.
100%.
There was some
We've
good.
seen so many people in fucking tweed suits out of the club, shoulder barging people in street fights now. Just be like, I'm working them out.
They used to do that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that used to be a thing.
Surely you're risking a dislocation with that.
Oh yeah, or probably like a broken clavicle or like.
Yeah. Because I was going to say that
Quite
bone is
cringy,
not
yeah.
particularly a strong bone, is it? Like that's quite.
Usually it's from like the clinch when you're up tight, and it's just like that,
Yeah.
almost movement.
I think I'm just overly sensitive to any kinds of dislocations. I'm just like no.
Yeah, I know what you mean, though.
It's a weird thing with this dude.
Oh shit,
Got
man!
knocked out by some random dude in
Oh,
a pub not that long
shit.
ago.
Yeah,
Joe's
I know.
got-
This ain't-
Joe's
this
got
is
loads of
nothing
blood.
about
Oh my god!
In his eyes, Dean surely has to like.
Shit, son, he can't open his eyes or anything.
Yeah, I know it's not quite in his eyes. It's just stopped at the eyebrows.
Oh, it's so painful when you get blood in your eyes, though, isn't it? It's like
Yeah, really
stingy.
painful.
And he's man.
Pissing blood.
It looks like he's drowning.
It does look like.
They're calling it. They're calling it.
Or is that the end of the round?
No, that's it. Round.
Go home, like you're done here.
Shit, son.
No.
Where's the cut guy? Come on, cut guy. Do
He's
your
got
thing.
loads left in him. Joe Daddy ain't gonna take it like that.
From King. It looks like.
Oh, daddy.
Is that Stitch?
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Stitch's cousin,
Stitch's cousin.
Statch.
Cutman. Oh, it's Cutman. The old Cutman.
Oh, we want to see.
How'd you get the job as a cut man? Like, what
Yeah.
qualifications
Specific
do
job,
you
isn't it?
need? Like,
Yeah, it is.
some sort of like degree in Vaseline application.
Degree in Vaseline. You're making bombs.
The shot just absolutely sliced him. It was
Fuck it out,
Oh my
son.
god! That is a
dollop
lot
of Vaseline.
of Vaseline. That's
That ain't
not,
doing
Big
nothing,
David
that
shat on my
Vaseline either,
bird.
is it?
that's not going to help.
It was like he just jizzed on him.
As soon as you get punched in that again, you're done, aren't you?
It's good time. Another good time for Nick to have his dinner.
For fuck's sake. What you got this
Why
time?
does your
He's
fork
already
look so
ready for the
oversized? Your fork looks massive.
Well, he needs it for the amount of food on each.
Here we go, round 2.
He's
Salmon.
Oh,
Say-
bleeding again.
He's also eating his dinner while watching one of the goriest fights in UFC history. I think Nick's an actual psychopath.
Shit.
I don't think the cut's staying shut for very long.
No, man, that bit of Vaseline done it good.
It was bleeding into his eyes.
Oh, 5 seconds of not bleeding then.
It's amazing the amount of faith people put in Vaseline, isn't it?
Oh,
It's amazing that nothing else has been like created.
Well, you can't do a lot, can you? Because it can't interfere with the fight, so you can't just put a little
Steri
quick
strip on
butterfly
it.
stitch on there or
It's
something.
I heard that Langford's black tape would do it.
I
Yeah,
reckon
that's-
Danny Lang's black tape, yeah.
It's a bit tamer at the second round.
Well, the problem is that you can get up off the floor, Joe Stevenson, but then you've got to fight BJ Penn standing up. He's got
Yes.
really good boxing.
Yeah.
He's a bit like Nate Diaz like that, isn't he?
Plus,
Yeah.
BJ Penn can
Yeah,
actually.
he's really quick. That's why the Nick Diaz
Sing.
fight was really good with BJ, because
And
it's mainly just standing.
BJ Penn used to have an iron jaw as well. He used to be able to take such a massive shot.
Mhm.
And he doesn't have a shit ton of blood in his eyes, which probably helps as well.
And then he talked to Michael Bisping, and he, well, fuck eyes, they're overrated.
What?
She was saying that BJ Penn doesn't have a lot of blood in his eyes, so it's probably a bit of an advantage. Michael Bisping laughs in Michael Bisping.
I think he'd rather have an eye than,
I'm sure he would.
than worry about getting a bit of blood in one of them.
Oh, BJ Penn's really teeing off on him.
Yeah,
He's landed a couple of like flush right hands. Oh, they're stopping it for the blood again.
of course.
Oh,
Hurt is the man.
Yeah, that's fair looking at him. Look at him.
oh, he's been run over.
Oh, it's brutal.
Where did that come from? The ground and pound, wasn't it? But
It was an elbow.
Elbow?
yeah.
It was an elbow that just skimmed him, and it just.
I reckon these days they would have stopped that there.
Yeah, I think so too. You never see people drenched in blood like Joe
No, no.
Lozano and that.
I
Like,
think they just stop it now because I think the worst I've seen for a while was Nate Diaz versus Masvidal. That.
Yeah, that was a bad cut.
Yeah,
And to be fair, there was 2 cuts that would have kind of opened a whole section of his face up if they'd have.
because the thing is,
Yeah.
the cut was leading into scar tissue as
Yeah.
well, and
That's
it's
it,
right
yeah.
by his eyes. Oh, this dude's fucked.
The worst one was it whose mouth was it?
Dude, the ability to get that hook in there was crazy.
Yeah, his dexterity.
Who had that really bad lip cut?
Overeem
Yeah,
and Robbie
that's-
Lawler.
Overeem is the one that I'm thinking of. Oh yeah, Lawless was bad as well.
Overeem's like opened up right at the end
Yeah.
of the fight. So
That's it.
It
There
was
was like a half
that,
punch,
wasn't
wasn't
it? It
it?
was like a
affected it, yeah, it didn't affect it. I watched a fight the other night where there was a lot less blood than this, and they stopped it once or twice, and there was a tiny amount of blood. It might have been John versus Lodo Machida.
Do you know why I think it is though? Do you know? I think it's to do with the network and like ESPN. And
Yeah, I
if,
think
if
so.
if the ring looks like this,
Look at that.
like where it's just covered in blood,
That's
I
like,
Yeah.
don't think they'd allow it.
It's probably like a film rating, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
where there's certain criteria and then it's like an 18
There's a
or
certain amount
15
of
or
gore that
something.
can happen. So
Because
like
of the
punching.
reputation.
Family now, for all the family.
Yeah, I think it's the reputation for being like too violent,
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
too brutal.
Mm.
Yeah.
if someone walked in now and saw you watching this, they'd be like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. I
To
love
be
it.
honest with you,
MMA for people that
This
have
is
never
not
watched it
this is
before.
not one of the
Oh.
fights I would have picked, but
Why
we
not?
are dealing with
Is
Nick
it-
Danes.
Look at this, how he isolates that arm though.
Yeah,
Dude, he's doing the old
that's
fucking...
nice with the leg. Yeah, he could,
Timmy Grips.
Yeah.
yeah.
No space in there at all.
Smother him.
Oh my god, yeah, that's on.
Oh, that's
that
it,
is
Game
on.
over.
See you later. Yeah,
Nice, huh?
That's the bullshit film trope.
nice. That's a good
Top of the
fight.
head.
I haven't seen that fight
Yeah.
before. That was really
Go
good.
behind the head. Oh.
That was that. That was the first
good.
fight.
That was good.
That was a really good fight, man.
That is a good fight. Well done, mate.
Thanks. I hopefully went some way to redeeming myself from last week's.
What are you
choice.
eating?
Well,
You
what
had some
are you
good
eating?
ones.
Salmon,
A bowl of wood.
salmon,
He's
potatoes, tomatoes, and green beans.
only got the good stuff on his plate because he's doing the podcast. Usually he's got doner kebab and chips.
Yeah, definitely.
Loads of
Nothing's open, mate. I haven't got anything like that. So
Five Guys is open now. Five Guys. I took a photo of it the other day for you. Hang on, let me find it.
Are you just walking past Five Guys now, just taking photos of it?
Yeah, I totally did. Look,
I bet everyone is.
open.
Ah.
I don't want the corona, though.
Do you know what though? I don't crave anything like that. At the moment.
Dude, you could literally, when you had that fucking choke on there, you could see blood pissing out of his head onto BJ's arm. He used to do that thing where he licked his fucking gloves afterwards, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough, man.
That's
That
grim,
is
mate.
kind of grim.
Hopefully, they had proper AIDS tests before competing. Then
BJ's a really
You don't know,
interesting
do you?
guy, right? Because he's already like quite well off. He's not one of these that have like fought to kind of like make it in the world and make something of himself. He already had.
He looks a bit like Brendan Sharp, doesn't he?
He does. He looks like Brendan Sharp's love
Like younger
child.
brother.
Yeah.
I like Joe Daisy. He's got a very short forehead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at all that hair.
That's why you like him, is it?
Going forward.
I like him.
Joe Daddy
The
Stevenson
opposite
because he's got a
of
lot of
Sam's
hair.
Oh,
It's always upsetting when they cry afterwards, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, oh man.
just
really
so,
upset
so
too.
much adrenaline.
Because they
and
go
stuff.
through that, and then, do you know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah.
don't get anything out of it afterwards. Like,
Yeah.
the possibility of being cut by the
Also,
UFC,
he
that's
gets,
all
like,
he's got.
less pay.
Yeah.
He's got to support all his kids, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no-
right, so who fights
Look at
next?
Dana White.
He was
Oh my god.
he was outclassed massively. There was
Yeah.
it's not even competitive really.
Kind of
Mm.
sad what's happened to
And
BJ
just
though.
skinny.
Very sad.
Like,
What fights next?
Who's up next? Whose choice is next?
Boom! Diego
Operation.
Sanchez versus Nick Diaz.
There you
Diego
go.
versus-
Yeah, it's
Diego
from
Sanchez
the
versus
Ultimate
Nick.
Fighter. I think it's the second finale. But we'll see. We'll see.
So Diego versus Nick. Nick or Nate?
Nick.
Let's find it. Diego versus Nick. Diego.
Oh, Diego Sanchez fought Marcin Held.
Oh, is it?
Oh, this is a good fight.
Tough 2 finale, yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So if we skip it to about 3:40.
You need to go more than that. You need to go to 5 minutes.
Really? Oh, fuck me. Okay.
This tough 2 final.
Tough 2 final, go to 5 minutes.
I'm going to get a beer. 1 second. Hang about.
Do it.
Do it now.
Do it. Do it now.
I've got
Do it now. Let off some steam, spirit.
Oh my God, I used to love that.
Oh,
Commando. I loved Commando.
Commando.
Do you know what? I'm going to reload as well. I'm going to get another beer.
Reload.
It was 2005. Shit.
yeah.
yeah, man. So this was a year after I started watching MMA.
No way. Oh my God. I'm so.
Yeah, man. I was 14 when I first started watching this. The first series of The Ultimate Fighter was what got me into MMA.
Oh, that's crazy. Wow. I didn't catch on until like 2012, maybe. Probably before kind of.
What was it that got you into it then? Was there anything specific, or you just caught a random fight?
I think I just ended up watching just caught maybe a random fight, maybe watched kind of a mixture between not specifically anything UFC, but just maybe just a bit of a mix. And then my interest was like, as cliche as it is, my interest massively spiked when Conor McGregor fought Jose Aldo. Like that was the fight where I was like, wow, this
Oh man, I'll never forget that.
that cemented it. After that,
Dude, Connor's rise through the 145 division was so fucking captivating.
Mental, wasn't it?
Like I don't know, 2 years.
We used to go to work with this guy who was Polish. Me and my best mate Mike, we went to work, and this Polish guy was like, I really wanted, who was he fighting again?
Jose Aldo.
Jose Aldo. We really wanted Jose Aldo to win. Like really, we wanted him to win. And we were working on the Sunday, so we stayed up and watched the fight. And my friend jumped out of the van in the morning on Sunday morning and went, 13 seconds. And the guy looked genuinely devastated because he was like, I was going to watch that. Like, oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, if that got ruined for you.
I think that was when I just started watching UFC, and I come home from a hen do over the weekend, and I've been really looking forward to watching the fight, and I found it somewhere, and like it was over instantly, and I was like, I've been waiting like
dude, that was the
weekend to
craziest
watch
thing.
this.
It would have been awesome for it to go longer, obviously, right? But to see that happen, his rise up to it and saying, I'm going to fuck you up, I'm going to fuck you up, I'm going to fuck you up, and then immediately just fucks him up.
Yeah.
Mental, man.
And in the best way, like that's the best way.
That counter punch was unreal.
Yeah.
Just so clean.
Yeah.
When you watch it live, you're like, what happened?
Yeah, what happened? Yeah.
Crazy.
I wasn't, it just happened so fast. It's such accuracy and yeah.
Talking about ruining fights for people, have you seen that clip of Joey Diaz talking about, Eddie Bravo on the Joe Rogan podcast talking about when Joey Diaz called him up?
No.
It was Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor first fight. And Eddie's watching the fight with some of his friends and stuff, and then Joey calls him and he answers the phone, and Joey Diaz is like, yeah, fucking told you, motherfucker. He choked him out, motherfucker. And he's watching the fight being like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're still fighting. He's like, oh, you haven't seen the end of the fight? And he's like, nah, man. And he's like, fuck. He just puts the phone down. And he's like, what the fuck? And then they realised that they paused it earlier on in the night. So they thought it was live.
Oh, no.
I just love when he realises. He just goes, fuck. Brilliant. Right, we all synced up.
We all got 5 minutes, yeah?
5 minutes, exactly.
Yeah, I'm there. Wow.
No, look at him, man.
He's looking young.
Yeah, so young.
He's got the bright orange shorts as well.
15 years have not done him well. He looks...
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Ready? Okay. So 1, 2, 3.
Oh, this is a good fight. I like this fight.
Yeah, this is a cool fight, man. This is a lot of interesting little scrambles and stuff happening.
Diego's hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. These two didn't like each other at this point either.
Yeah, but who does Nick Diaz actually like? I don't think he likes
his brother, maybe.
His brother, that's it. Yeah. His brother and Cesar Gracie.
Cesar Gracie.
Yeah.
Whoever he gets his weed off of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he probably threatens him for it.
Back take.
I don't think either Diego Sanchez doesn't give a fuck, or he doesn't know what he's dealing with.
Dude, this is like a couple of fucking dung beetles going at it right now.
They have no boundaries between stand-up and ground. It's just one platform.
I know how hard it
is.
Man.
God, who picked Diego Sanchez? What a great person to put on this. He's so awesome to watch.
Yeah.
Big time, man.
He's mental.
It's awesome as well. I like Nick's guard there where he arches his back and keeps you away from him. So like the best they can do is hit your body.
Yeah.
He's really good at doing that.
His inversion's amazing.
Yeah,
man. I think it allows him to do that as well.
Yeah, he can just
overcommit.
But the amount of times that like Diego nearly gets caught in the triangle here, and like he just pops straight back out of it again whenever like a diamond kind of gets thrown up.
Look at that guy in the background jumping up and down. Can you see him?
No. I can't.
I'd get you to rewind it. That's amazing. He's like cornered like ringside, like jumping up and down. Like, yeah.
Well, this is when there's like 200 people in the audience, so there's fuck all security. Everyone's got a bit of coke on them.
Yeah.
This looks a little bit like Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal. Like he looked at the beginning of that fight.
Man, that fight is wicked. We should watch that.
I'd be well up for watching that.
I don't know if I want to go through that again.
I genuinely think that Masvidal would have won that fair. Like, well, it's hard to say, isn't it? Because anything can happen in the fight.
I was so disappointed by the stoppage was fair, but I was just so disappointed.
I was gutted.
Yeah.
Nate's like one of my favourites.
It's like this COVID thing again, right? Like, I agree with it, but it's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I was so gutted. It took me a few days to get over that.
He definitely won. The problem is he damaged him, and that's what wins the fight.
Yeah, I think it was fair. Like, I didn't have a problem with the outcome because it was like the right decision. But
so this is interesting.
We wanted to
rolls through with Kimura.
Who's got better jiu-jitsu then, Nick or Diego?
Sorry, what? They're both fucking wicked.
Yeah.
They're both moving
so well.
Yeah, he's just sliding backwards. It's good.
The only reason I think Nick's is better because he's longer.
Yeah. Well, it's not the fact that he's long.
Going for that role in Kimura. Like, this is fucking
but
awesome,
he uses his attributes. Like, I think he's got advantages with his
Wow.
Well, I think you can tell Nick's better, and the way you can tell Nick's better is because he can he's like judging the movements before Diego does.
He seems a lot more composed.
He does.
He's
He's
knowing
a
what's
lot
going
calmer.
on.
Like, he's a lot more chill.
Diego looks like really aggressive. Like he's Nick's got under his skin kind of thing.
Nick's
he's got that fucking proper arch. Look, he's going for like an armbar or some shit. He's really good at keeping distance in a guard. I think he's just happy being in a guard.
Yeah.
He's very rarely trying to stand up. He's happy to fight there.
Yeah, he is.
Which I don't know if it's a good thing all the time.
Well,
Sometimes
it is if you've got an iron jaw like Nick Diaz.
Well, that's it. But like, that's why you end up losing so many fights on decisions, though. Because if you can't stand up, then essentially you've just defended and had the shit kicked out of you that round. Like, it's good.
He's basically saying, I don't care, you can punch me in the face, right? I'm going to punch you, I'm going to throw up submissions, I might catch one, I might not, but I'm fine. I'm completely fine.
Yeah.
And then when it gets to the third round, I'm fine and you're not. Like, that's
I can't remember who it was. I think it might have just...
round still.
I can't remember who it was. It might have been someone in just a comment section somewhere. But it was like Nick Diaz versus someone. And someone had commented like, Diaz's opponent by time limit. Like, that's the only reason that they ever lose fights. It's like, if these fights for 4 days long, they'd win all of them.
I think it probably helps, like, being triathletes and stuff and, like, keeping something in the tank for later in the fight. They've obviously kind of got used to that.
If this was just a do rounds until someone dies, then the Diaz brothers would be nearly undefeated.
They would be undefeated, yeah.
That's exactly why the Masvidal against Nate Diaz was just so disappointing because
it's better in the final round.
The first 2 rounds, whatever it was, or round and a half. Like, maybe it was 3 rounds. I can't even remember. But,
I think it was the 3rd round.
Yeah, I think it was the start of the 3rd round. It got stopped.
Yeah, I don't think it went into like the belt round.
I thought it was the end of the 3rd round that it got stopped.
So maybe.
Yeah. So it would have been a legitimate fight anyway.
It was the end of the 4th, wasn't it? Or in the 4th?
No. End of the 3rd.
It was.
End of the 3rd.
It didn't reach championship rounds. Definitely not.
If you've got any kind of, if you're looking to Nate, if you're interested in Nate's ability in that fight, that's when you would see it in 4 and 5, and that's why it was disappointing to see it stopped.
Hopefully they'll do a rematch at some point.
It was, the amount of hype that got, I mean,
I'm not too
personally, I didn't really like the whole...
You just can't get...
Being there, handing out the belt and all that shit, I thought it was a little bit WWE. It was just a little bit like, I don't know.
They could have had their own thing going on without there being all of that shit involved.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird.
Did you hear, like, Connor's now? There's rumours of Connor versus Masvidal.
Yeah, I hear that. And now he's talking shit to Dustin Poirier. I was looking at my phone.
And De La Hoya.
Who was?
It's just all a business, though, isn't it? It's like none of it. It's just all for the money they get for fighting because it's been hyped up.
I wonder if they agreed like a deal. Like if you win championship, like a belt, you get like a bunch of money. I wonder if they agreed like a deal to be the BMF champion or something. Or, do you know what I mean? Like, I wonder if they were like, if I'm going to be a champion, you've got to pay me like championship money, even if it is the BMF belt.
Oh yeah,
probably an element of that.
Well, I think if Nate was involved, he would have wanted like a. Nate and Masvidal are all about the money, aren't they? Really?
Yeah. So. If it was just tokenistic, they would have just made the event for them.
Yeah.
Made them their headline, and then that would have been their thing. But yeah, they actually made a belt. It was an official belt.
What do you think about that?
It's weird, like mixed emotions. Like no one gives a fuck about it. No one cares.
No one cares
at all. Like I would never go like, oh, he's the baddest motherfucker though. Like no one gives a
It's like
Right.
It's fun though. It's
they
like
couldn't even
fun.
say it live on TV. They just had to call it the BMF because they didn't want to swear. So it was a bit of a mixed
Who was
kind
supposed
of
to be?
message.
Who was supposed to be fighting then? Because I'm pretty sure, like, who was it? Israel Adesanya mentioned it on the Joe Rogan podcast. He said that someone else pulled out of a fight, so now they had to have a title fight for that card. Because it was Madison Square Garden. So that's basically why they did that.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, it's a weird one, man. I don't think that there should have been ever like any like defending of the belt or like.
No, it should have been like a one-time only kind of.
It should have been just one thing.
We need to
get your little prize.
Have a BMF title for every weight class.
Yeah, exactly right. It's ridiculous.
Like when you in Pride, when you won a match in Pride, you got a massive trophy presented so you won a match, you win a trophy. It's like that.
Big off life-size trophy.
Yeah. It should just be forgotten now. It needs to be pushed under the rug.
Yeah. It was just a little gimmicky thing, really, wasn't it? The belt. Yeah. It was a good. It was a good matchup though. Like it was a good fight to have. But I don't know why it needed its own category.
They will bring that back. They will have
They'll
any excuse to give Conor a belt.
Yeah.
UFC will make any fucking belt. They will have that best Irishman belt if they wanted to. Like they would just do anything to give him a fucking title.
I don't know if he'll end up fighting Masvidal. If he does, I would be.
I don't think so. Me and Matt Witt have got a bet going on.
He's got too much to lose in that fight.
He reckons that's going to happen this year. I don't think it's going to happen at all.
Masvidal's like going that way, and like Conor's probably going that way in terms of career. So,
God damn,
this is so awesome.
Isn't it?
Nick there. That's just ridiculous.
So good, man. Did you see that?
He was in like a full belt there.
Hey?
Did you see the sweep by Diego though?
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I mean. Is because Nick was still had a base from that.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. When either of these guys get swept, they roll with it. Like they don't just get swept and like, oh, I'm on the back now.
But that's kind of. Have you done much no-gi, Mark?
None.
Literally never.
Yeah, like when you do it, and you start getting a bit sweaty. Like this is what movement is the key. Like just keep because it's so mobile and you can't take grips, so you can't pin people down like you can.
Yeah, right.
It is very
control of someone else is a lot.
Move around, the more loose those grips become.
Yeah, controlling someone's hips must be really difficult. I guess when you can't take any pant grips or anything like that, you know.
In fact, it's almost it's really difficult unless you've got a waist, a grip.
It must be hard to control both
body locking and
dude, the way that Diego takes the back there like that, he locks around the hips and then drops in. He drops his head almost into the small of their back. Do you know what I mean?
Why is that being broken up? Oh,
in and around.
Right.
By the way,
which is fair enough. Really.
One of the best people ever to fight Nick Diaz because Diego Sanchez doesn't stop either for 5 rounds or whatever. He's
an
absolute cardio machine.
Oh, was that a up kick?
Yeah, man, he doesn't give a fuck. Would you be interested in seeing this fight again, now?
Now, no.
It's a bit hard, isn't it? Because I love, both of these were my favourite fighters at one point. But I think Nick's way past it. I don't think that he should be fighting at all anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Diego as well. I cannot believe that guy's still fighting in the UFC. I'd love.
He's had a lot to the head.
What? Sorry.
Too many knocks to the head. That guy.
Yeah, I think so too. But I still think he has a case to say that he could still be a professional fighter. He's definitely a fucking beast still.
Thick as shit, right? He's thick. Really thick.
Where's Ariane? That's what I want to know.
Too early.
That's why Sam's
This is only a finale, isn't it? Ultimate Fighter finale.
True.
She that for the big
She doesn't bother for that, you know.
Oh,
He sat him down then.
yeah, he dropped it. Yeah.
Damn.
Good hand on the back of his neck.
He's straight back up though. Like he's really.
He hugged that single leg like super.
Oh, he went down again though. He doesn't like it.
I think that was a shoot. That one. The first one was definitely a drop though.
Do you think so? I think he got dropped and then he went for that.
Yeah, first one.
No, he's going there.
Well, Diego was a good boxer as well. Like not as good as Nick, but his hands were good.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look. He looks like nothing now, like compared to Nick here.
There you go. That's exactly what happened. He went in. Nick caught him on the way in, and that sat him down.
Yeah.
I think he's just happy to take a punch to get a takedown. He's like, yeah, if you have to punch me a couple of times, I'll take that.
He made a lot of attempts.
Set it up.
Diego's very good on top, isn't he? He'll stay there, quick damage, and at this stage of the UFC, being on top is good enough in a lot of occasions. If you're not submitted and you're punching.
Yeah, well, you know what it's like. It's easier to stifle a game, isn't it, than to set someone up with a submission. So if you're good enough to stifle a lot of like tricky like submission artists and shut people down on top, and make sure that you can land some of your own offense, you're in a good stead, aren't you? And it doesn't take that long to learn to be able to shut someone down. It's like it's only when you start playing the game that you want to submit the other person, then it becomes like a bit more of a chess match. But if you really, especially you, Nick, you could just lay on someone and just hold it down.
Did you see that? Fucking Nick Diaz butterfly hook standing up. He stood up and he just put his leg up like that.
He's not getting that body lock, which is smart.
What's his name? Wim was saying earlier that he likes to pass from full guard on top.
No one likes to do that, by the way.
But he must be a sadist, you know, because he was like, yeah, no, I like to pass that position, head down.
I like passing guard. I like guard passing because it's difficult, and I wonder whether for Wim, like it's the same for him. That's his level. Do you know what I mean? He's like, I like passing the closed guard because it's probably the most difficult to pass. Whereas the thought of it for me makes me feel a little bit sick.
I know, but you know that's the thing. Like he's just going to do whatever. But he's super good, and like I guess you have to test yourself and stuff for that kind of thing. But I don't fancy being in anyone's closed guard. It's really hard to get out.
Yeah, it is.
I wonder. I would love to have seen this fight for 5 rounds to see what happened.
It would have been so cool, right?
It would have been really good.
I think they both would have carried on and it would have been very similar.
Yeah,
unless Nick caught Diego on the feet.
I think so, but like the little exchanges in like they would wilt her to some degree, right? So like those
mate.
There's no way I was submitting Nick Diaz.
No, there ain't. But that was look good. That looked like a good armbar, mate. Like,
mate, he's super. They're both super legit like that. But that's the thing. Like with sweat and no, you know, it's like these guys. It's not going to happen, is it?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say it must be a lot harder to keep hold of something.
Well, I love the way that Kimura
wraps up so fast.
Yeah,
oh, so good.
But Diego's top like that. Nick's way happier to like take the bottom position.
Yeah.
And Diego is that like so focused on being on top. That's why.
Has Diego got a wrestling background though? Is that why though?
I think he does wrestle.
He looks. His style is a wrestling style, right?
It looks like it. Yeah, like he's shooting a lot.
Yeah.
Greg Jackson's, or was it?
Yeah, he's been at Jackson's pretty much his whole career up until.
So we do a lot of wrestling. They do a lot of wrestling. Is it New Mexico or whatever, isn't it?
Albuquerque, baby. Yeah.
Albuquerque.
Oh, man, if this is 5 rounds, this fight would have just been fucking started, man.
Would you end up seeing the result of 5 rounds, though? You just end up seeing whose style is most beneficial when you're gassed, which should be Nick.
Who won't gas, though? Like,
that's
Nick.
The thing. I don't think they gas. I think it would be like this.
God damn. That's fucking really interesting. He's going for the Kimura and then he locks his leg in there to try and...
This is interesting. What would you say is should score higher on the points system? Should it
this
be like
an endless debate.
Position, or should it be like
Say again?
And attacking from the bottom position, from a less dominant position?
So should you earn more points for effectively defending or
Yeah. So if someone took a dominant position in MMA now, if someone took a dominant position and landed a few shots, and the person on the bottom was like doing a good job of defending.
Well, who do you think won this fight first of all? Oh, there you go. He's just showing it.
But they took the dominant. They were trying to sweep, but they couldn't quite manage it, and they were trying to submit. They were throwing up submissions, throwing up sweeps, but they didn't quite get any of it. Mm-hmm. But in today's MMA, I'd say the person on top would probably get that.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
But do you think it should be the other way around?
It's such a fine. It's so hard to say, isn't it? Because it depends on every. Like, you can't say like that. There's a general guideline or a rule set for like scoring that kind of thing. It does depend on the fight.
It depends on the person's. Whether the person.
So hard, man.
Person may.
In this instance.
So, like Nick, for example. From a judge's perspective, Nick is on his back, but he wants to be there, and he'll stop some kind of like transition they're going through and be happy in guard on the bottom. Whereas in another fight with two different fighters, you end up in the same situation, but someone doesn't want to be in their guard. So
I think Nick showed a much higher level of skill, like on the feet and on the ground. So he was in a predominantly bottom position, but Diego could do fuck all from on top.
Yeah.
And on the feet, Diego did not. And Nick caught him a few times on the
Nick
feet.
landed some really good shots when they were standing.
And if you look at Nick's face, like he hasn't taken an excessive amount of damage, considering like Diego was trying to do a bit of ground on him.
Nick, again, you were saying kind of. In Nick Diaz's favour, he landed a lot of shots on the feet. Wouldn't you say Diego Sanchez landed a lot more punches when they're on the ground?
Maybe I think so. Biased, but like I just thought he technically just looks better, and I thought he's technically the way he's so confident in his own skills that he's happy to be.
I think that when Diego's attacking they're both on the ground. Diego's on top. He's attacking. The judges are scoring that, and I think when Nick's on the bottom and he's going for Kimuras, I don't think they're counting those as an attack.
We know this. We know they're not.
Well, they don't always know what they're looking at, do they?
I think you need to establish whether, which is quite hard, and that's, I suppose, the true job of a judge should be this. They should decide whether the person wants to be on their back, and then that should play a part in the decision.
Yeah, intent definitely happens, doesn't it? But then it's hard to say whether someone wants to be there or not.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the judging aspect, right?
Yeah.
When someone slips a punch, like so, for example, when Holly Holm and Ronda Rousey were fighting, Ronda Rousey threw that massive hook, and Holly Holm ducked under it really nicely,
down to her knee,
and the whole crowd went mental when it was like, "Whoa!" And do you reckon, like in the judges?
It's so nice to see that the appreciation of defence.
Absolutely amazing. In the judges' eyes, I reckon they would have been like, "Wow, that was really good. She's a superior stand-up fighter. That will go to if this goes to the 5th round and we have to score it. That's going to go for Ronda. That's going to go towards Holly Holm's score, right?" But in grappling, like we just saw there, where like. Sanchez threw like pretty much everything, tried to take his back numerous times, and Nick Diaz kind of rolled comfortably, got back to a guard position with ease. That is not in the judge's eyes on the same weight, is it?
Yeah, it doesn't count for the same amount of
no,
it doesn't have the same weight.
In my eyes, I'm thinking that is just as, if not more impressive, because of the way
I would say more, because the dude's already fucking in a dominant position. He's already got a fucking body lock on you or some shit.
Again, they judge this on aggression, coming forwards, and a dominant position.
Yeah, man, that's incrediedible. Like, they literally will give someone less points for having their back towards the cage. Like, not even up against it, just like backpedaling and like countering and like
again. I kind of
walking backwards is like a way that you could lose the fight.
I kind of see the point when you know when they get pressed up against the cage though, because sometimes the fighters actually use the cage, like when they get taken down, and like I think it happened. I don't know. It was quite recent. I was watching something recently, and someone went to take him down, and he kind of, as he was going down, his hips hit the fence, and then it stopped him from going down. And
yeah.
Like that, if the cage wasn't there, that would have definitely been a takedown.
I definitely do understand that point, but that is what cage fighting is. Like, you understand that's an element of what the fight
they use
is.
The cage, right? They want to get up into the cage and like,
It's like a third man, isn't it? It's like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So they can use it, whatever. But like,
so it's hard to like score against that, isn't it? And say, oh well, if that wasn't there, if that thing that we specifically put there wasn't there, then you would have fallen.
For both sides, isn't it? It's the same environment and the same rule set. Yeah. It's all the same. So for each man.
Well, having said that, then that point, what do you reckon about Joe Rogan's thing of like, oh, we should just have this on like a baseball field?
No, it'd be boring. I guarantee.
It would be shit.
Straight the whole thing. You'd never catch them. It'd become a race. It'd be like.
I'd make it smaller. I'd make it smaller.
They should do one event like that just to show how fucking stupid it would be. I'm amazed how much he's talked about that. He's mentioned that multiple times.
And the floor goes
like,
this.
Oh, this is the future.
Barbed wire comes in.
Yeah. The ceiling just gets lower.
Like Battle Royale.
The spikes on it.
I think, personally, when I see a fight and I get to the end of it, and then I think the decision I made personally, or like in my heart about wins the fight, is the damage that people take.
Yeah.
That's the deciding factor for me. I think, okay, like he took an absolute beating there. Or it was a fairly even fight, but this guy's really split his eye open, or he's not.
Yeah.
That's why I think that fight was a really interesting one. I think that plays into a lot of those sort of questions,
Damage was pretty equal there, wasn't it?
Damage was kind of equal. There was like the positioning was different, right?
I think Diego Sanchez landed a lot more damage than.
I still would give it to Diego, I think, but
what about?
I definitely wouldn't. It wouldn't be unanimous.
No.
Defense.
It's an interesting one, though. It's just
that was a really good fight. That was a good one.
The most skilled fighter, who's displaying the most skilled fight, or who, who? You know what I mean? Like,
I think I was more entertained by Nick Diaz.
That's a good point. Like, but it is a fight, so someone, you know what I mean. They have to. Whoever's more skilled, not necessarily always comes into.
No, I'd love to see overtime on that. Another round straight away. 3 rounds. Let's do it again. Look at that. 3 amazing.
I would love it so much, man.
And
they used to do that in Pride, didn't they, or Ryzen?
They used to do that in Pride.
So the first round was 10 minutes, and then the second round was 5 minutes. And if there wasn't a clear winner, they'd just keep going.
The thing is, I can't even do like a 5-minute round of jiu-jitsu without being completely gaslit.
I know, right?
Strikes and kicks and fucking what the fuck? 25 minutes of fighting.
Yeah. You'd find people just work around the rule sets. So like ADCC, like in the ADCCs. No one does anything for the first. Was it 5 minutes? Where there's
we were watching an event the other day, and we were saying like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then I remembered like they imposed that rule, right? So it's supposed to encourage you to go for subs, but it just makes people stall for fucking.
They were talking about that. Keenan was talking, or Josh on the Matt Byrne podcast. Hinger. And they're talking about switching the 5 minutes with the guy, the guy who was.
Even that's a bit funny though. Like,
and he said no, and you can't do it that way. It's like the first 5 minutes. He said you'll just get stalled out and this and that. It just doesn't work the other way round, but it does work that because he said basically the one thing about that rule set is the people there get invited. So if you fuck about and don't do shit, you're not going to get invited again.
Yeah, this is it.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So the rule set's there to create exciting fights, but for people to do stuff.
Yeah,
when
I guess so, right? You're not guaranteed an invite back, and you're not guaranteed a load of money from doing jiu-jitsu in the first place. So it's your incentive to make an exciting match. And if you have an opportunity to win from a sub in those first 10 minutes or whatever it is, then it's your prerogative.
Like Kennedy and Rutolo, these guys that got, like, those fights were amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
Balls out from the first second, and like Nick Rod and stuff like that. Like,
by the way, how good is Cobrinha's kid?
Kennedy, it's unreal.
How old is his kid?
It's like 20.
Yeah, he's not.
Oh, okay.
Black belt now.
Absolutely.
I thought he was going to be like 4.
He's in ADCC.
4-year-old black belt.
Well, they talked about it on the podcast, and he said like they invite, because he would have been the same weight category as Cobrinha, I think.
Right.
And so he declined his invitation so his son could go, because he didn't want to have to fight his son.
Because he knew it was going to happen. Them two.
Yeah, so that would have been the first like father and son in the same.
That would have been wicked.
That would have been so fucking awesome, man.
You can see why his dad didn't want to do that, though. Like,
I just said, like, no, I'm not going to come, but my son's coming, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
The opportunity was there, which is fucking cool enough in itself. Like,
Hey,
that thing.
So good, like, so good.
Cobrinha is an absolute.
How many people can say that is a reality, you know?
Rizzio
in the same competition as your kid.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Well,
at the top level.
Not just the same competition, because I was sure lots of people could go to like little local comps, but I mean
that's what I mean at the high level.
The biggest competition in the world, like
man,
well-paid competition in the world.
That is ADCC, but that's why I think they have the rules set like that. Is because they're constantly striving to get exciting fighters.
Yeah, but but that's fine, and I completely agree. I think what else can you do? Like, because it didn't, it's the same thing with Meta Morris, was it, when they did like sub-minute, 20 minutes, was it 20-minute matches? Like,
yeah, they were 20 minutes.
People just paced themselves for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
fair enough, but like, there's always workarounds, rule sets.
Yeah, but when you've got a team of people going, right, well, if I don't like what those fights look like, they're not coming back. Then you've got to adapt the way you are fighting for an entertainment point of view.
Yeah, it's a business as well.
You kind of do have that, though, don't you? You have Dana White going.
Yeah, well, that mentality eventually evolves into things like the BMF belt. That's what you end up. If you only go entertainment and you're not strictly people fighting to see who's the best at fighting, then you have to accept like the BMF belt.
Well, in grappling, you can do it a lot easier, right? You can change the rule set because there's essentially going to be a points rule set on every type of competition because no one's getting knocked out or TKO'd. So at the end, it's only a submission or points. And at that level, it's so way more likely it's on points for someone to win. So you can orchestrate it slightly by saying no points this bit, so people try and get this or that,
It's interesting to see how they're working around it because you can't really do like rounds. You can't do like 3 5-minute rounds.
They do in
why not?
Was it Spider that
at ADCC? Could you imagine?
Spider? No, I don't.
One of those comps did 5-minute rounds, for grappling.
Why can't you do that though?
Well, again, people were stalling out 2 minutes at the end of the 5 minutes, just because they were up on a 2, because they gave, so it's who won the round.
Right.
So that meant you got you get your
I've
point.
already won, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah. So I got the takedown, for example. So I'll stay here, win that 5 minutes. Right, 1 round to me, not who gets points.
Not to take anything away from someone that's able to, because I've already won a round, so I'll just. Not do anything and win this. Then it takes a lot of effort to, to stall someone for the next 2 minutes or whatever. But
the rule sets
doesn't make for entertaining.
Biggest debate going because everyone's trying to get the most out of the athletes to do stuff rather than because often they can like you say 5 minutes feel each other out, not even go to the ground for 10 minutes.
It's funny. I think what the UFC is right, isn't it? It's like styles make matchups, and I think
you've got to put the super fights and putting the grapplers against each other. Wagner Rocha's just been announced to fight Craig Jones on SUG.
Who has?
Wagner Rocha.
Nice.
That should be good. I mean,
Really good.
I found Craig still, but like Wagner's a pretty aggressive guy.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like, everyone's going to have workarounds the rules. Like, everyone's going to find out, like, whatever the rule set is, you're going to find what's the most efficient, the best way, or easiest way to guarantee a win for your fighter or whatever. So it doesn't really matter what rules.
You've kind of just got to find a rule set that narrows down the odds of people taking the piss, I guess.
In gaming the system, because they used to do that thing where they bring the stats up going like strikes landed and people would be like, just tap in and tap in. No damage involved at all. You can't game
style.
Judges see someone coming forward and throwing strikes.
Yeah.
Back a minute. Going for a piss.
What's up next, fight-wise?
Okay, Thierry, what you got?
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
Is there one more? Has someone else got to choose one? I've not really.
I can choose. I'll choose mine if you want. If you want.
Got one selected? Or?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it's Zhang Wei Li, Joanna.
Oh, we're doing Joanna.
Zhang versus Joanna. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is a good fight.
So good, this fight. And it's a good one. It'll give you plenty of time to select the next one. Thierry?
Yeah, I need something that's got a solid amount of jiu-jitsu in it. But
this hasn't got any jiu-jitsu in it.
No, it's got none.
We should just choose a dog of a fighter, someone who's really got a lot of heart. I'd like to watch someone who's got a lot of heart, I think.
Yeah, baby.
Make a good fight. Well, we should do the Nick Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal, because I think that was comparable to the Nick versus Diego.
Yeah.
Who are you watching? Sorry, Joanne versus
Zhang Wei versus Joanna John Jacek, is it? Jan Jacek?
Oh.
Okay, so 2 minutes 35 in.
Yeah.
2 minutes 35.
2:35, yeah?
2:35, yeah. Ooh, this fight. How exciting.
Sorry, I've not been listening.
Oh my god. I just seen what we're watching.
Such a good fight.
I've got
Joanna.
Joanna
Yeah, man.
versus who?
Joanna and Jacek,
This is the first fight that first time I've watched this since it was
Have you
live.
seen this, Thierry?
No. Who's the? Hold on, I've put Joanna in. But who's the?
It's
Weili's
it's WEILI, and then ZHANG.
Dude, you never seen this fight?
Oh my god! Did you see the outcome of
You're
this
in for a
fight?
treat if you haven't watched this. This is sick.
Dude, this is one of the best fights.
I think this is the best.
Recently, this wasn't that long ago.
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, this was like a couple of months ago, maybe.
This is probably the best.
Yeah, this is. I had sound on.
Whoa!
Excuse me.
What was that?
That was
Sorry for that.
Yeah, this was a crazy fight. Oh my
I
God.
think this is the best
who-
women's MMA fight there's been.
Who is this fight?
Zhang Wei Li, Joanna and Jacek.
What's the starting time?
2:35.
Yeah, this was a phenomenal fight. Who else was on the card? There were some other good fights on this card, I think.
There were some really
this
good
was,
fights on this card.
No,
Who's
who
designing this?
the main event flopped?
Oh, the main event flopped. It was Adesanya Romero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, fuck me.
Oh yeah, with Romero just standing.
All the ingredients of one of the best fights ever. Same as Ngannou and Derek Lewis,
Oh
Oh
god.
God, that fight.
It actually hurts people to remember that fight
Yeah,
happened.
it does, because not Derek. Who's
Derek Ngannou.
Derek Ngannou. Derek Lewis is amazing and so exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek Lewis had a back issue. Francis had like some he just didn't really. He was in a good place after his
Just come off a loss from Stipe too,
Yeah,
right?
it
Took his confidence.
5 rounds that made to look silly. So
It's really weird to watch, man.
What time?
2:35.
Come on. Right,
Come on.
ready?
You ready?
Did everyone see that advertisement on the post in the background? UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Depressing.
Absolutely devastating.
One day.
It's cursed.
One day. You know what? When I was looking through photos earlier, right, I was trying to make a funny poster for this fight night thing, right? So I'm going through all your photos to take your heads and put them on fucking random things.
You're going to have to find Thierry's now.
Dude, I went through and Matt has got like no funny photos. He's fucking dead serious, dead trendy the whole time, right? So I'm fucking scrolling right down. And it was him complaining about the 4th time that this didn't happen. And it's funny to watch in retrospect when you realise even the 5th time it doesn't fucking happen.
To put it in perspective, I remember before me and Mark were like together, kind of before we knew each other, we'd gone to the pub and someone had gone, "Oh, where's Mark?" And they were like, "Oh, he's gone home."
I just left.
Khabib Ferguson match has been called off and he's really annoyed about it. And that was like maybe the 3rd time it had been called off. It was
I couldn't enjoy myself.
Mate, that is like in football fans and they're like Man United lose and it ruins their That's you for MMA, that is.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, we was at the pub playing pool and I was like, "Oh, I don't want
just
to be here
fucked
anymore."
I thought it was weird.
Right, are we doing this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. On 3. 3.
Oh, are we going?
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, my brain is not quite functioning.
I wonder why, Sam.
I wonder why.
Unbelievable. Where's she from? Korea.
China.
So this Mike Goldberg saying that.
China.
Here we go.
Do you know this ref confuses me because his arms aren't quite long enough?
Yeah, definitely.
He
He looks like I drew him and he come to life.
Do you know what I mean? His arms look the wrong size for his body.
I can't even see his arms.
Mick's watching it. He has got bad eyes, though, to be fair.
There with short arms as well.
So have you actually seen this fight, Thierry?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
You just know about it?
Yeah. I didn't watch it live. I watched it the next morning.
Okay.
I watched it on YouTube the next morning with the when it does like a quarter of the screen.
So it like zooms in and you can't see their legs.
Honestly.
But you just watched it in between watching your favourite Michael Johnson moments, did you, Sam?
It's going to be a thing now, isn't it? Michael Johnson's on the podcast next week, Nick.
Oh, I'm going to try and get Michael Johnson on. And Joe Stevenson.
For your world's biggest fan.
I want Joe. You're the biggest fan. Oh my God, you can't stop talking about him.
Has Joanna gone really quiet on Instagram? Have I unfollowed her? I haven't seen anything.
You might have unfollowed her. She's still posting fucking...
Joanna?
Although she can't go out, can she? She's not on the beach and that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I find her Instagram a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
When Rose knocked her out, I was like, unfollow. I was like,
Yeah.
I was so upset.
Did you unfollow Dern when she announced her pregnancy?
That's another fucking card. Becky weren't even together during that card.
That was the first card that I watched. Was that card?
Yeah. I was at home watching it by myself, and then you come in, and I was fucking saying, "Oh yeah, I know a lot about MMA. Mate. Yeah, this guy's gonna win. This guy's probably gonna win. Oh, I don't see that happening."
And then I made my
everyone that I said fucking was gonna win lost.
All mine won.
3 titles changed hand that night. I was literally on the
floor.
He was
on the floor. No! He was literally on the floor.
I used to love Joanna.
Such a casual.
Joanna is the equivalent of Jose Aldo. She's the female Jose Aldo.
100%.
You see her ads, or if you see her previous fights, you're like, her striking is unbelievable. Like,
it's way above anyone else, right?
Yeah.
It just doesn't materialise. I think it's like a mindset thing, and I think it's the same with Jose Aldo. They have this like their striking is so good, textbook. Like
yeah, man. It's interesting to see the mentality because obviously everyone that is fighting in the UFC is mentally strong, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But, there's sort of like relative to that level.
Yeah.
You know, you have to have like an extra fucking.
I think it's the length
be
of
fucking
shorts.
beast for so long.
The longer board shorts, like they used to have, and now they've been like limited to these weird shorts or the tight ones like Vale Tudo shorts.
Do you know what? Football's exactly the same. The shorts used to be really fucking tight, didn't they?
I'm glad
And then
we're
they got
focusing
long
on
again.
the really technical stuff, Nick.
I think we're going to see the short tights again. I think we're going to see the tight little package
I reckon so.
once
The
again.
Vale
Are you talking about in football, by the way?
Either, mate. It doesn't matter.
The John Archer Vale Tudo shorts are going to come back.
But, by the way, saying about no one compares to Joanna striking-wise, I think now Zhang does an amazing job in this fight, although she, you know...
Zhang is really, really strong. Like, the amount of damage that... I mean, there's a lot of strikes by Joanna, but the amount of damage that Zhang inflicts on Joanna speaks for itself, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've never seen a fighter look how Joanna looks at the end of this fight. Like,
this was the one where her forehead explodes up.
this is when she looks like a Klingon by the end of it, yeah.
Joanna looked like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder for about a month after this fight.
Did she?
She looked crazy,
Yeah.
man. She was putting photos up with her hat on like that.
She wasn't
You
showing
could
her
see like
face
her
for
mouth.
a week.
Just like, hello everybody, I'm here. She looked like Elephant Man.
Real right.
Yeah. You look like Paul from Paul, the film.
Yeah. Yeah, she looked like a novelty rucksack.
I think in this fight, though, I think Joanna kind of looks like she's got this fight until the last couple of rounds, and then I think that's when, because it looks a little bit like Zhang starts fading in the third.
She's a fucking good striker.
Yeah.
Her head's already, her forehead is already fucking bright red.
If you follow Zhang on Instagram, like her training videos and stuff are insane. Like the
scary, man.
level of work that she puts
What
in.
other sort of videos did she put up though?
Hey you punched me. By the way, I think. I think.
You punch face. You punch face when not illegal. You're not legal.
Definitely getting pulled off of YouTube.
Well, there you go. We've done it now.
You've done it now.
But I can't remember what I was saying now.
Well,
why is that, Sam?
Come on, you got to save it. We can't leave it on that.
Adley, isn't it? That pizza you had that was made of charcoal.
Oh, mate, that was the best. I miss that pizza right now.
Miss that pizza.
Joanna's got maybe it's a Muay Thai thing because Joanna's Muay Thai is really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not modified enough for MMA. Like you said, she just it's something weird. She gets clipped a lot when she's just throwing leg kicks and she's like staying in the pocket throwing a leg kick.
But I think that might not be to do with the style, but maybe the way she likes to fight.
Yeah.
She's just staying. She just gets.
She doesn't create a lot of angles, so when she comes in straight like this, she's really good. But if someone like Zhang is able to get around,
she's standing right in front of her, like there's no.
But that's like.
Yeah, but look, like she's back and forth,
though,
throwing those leg kicks and stuff to make openings.
Oh, and Zhang just stays there and just throws bombs as well. Just stays there.
Wow, look at his shoulders.
I know, right? I was just looking at her shoulders.
Beast, man.
There's not
way more built than me.
She looks stacked.
She hasn't got a dressing gown like you, though, Mark.
Yeah, that's right.
She's not as cool. She's not as fucking cool.
Her leg is really torn up as well. Her left leg.
Yeah.
So is Joanna's right leg though.
Wow.
Left leg. Fucking hell! I'm so bad at left and right.
You really, it's the worst I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I hate when they clash like shins like that.
I know.
Both throw at the same time.
Silver.
Oh, nightmare, mate. Nightmare fuel.
Terrifying.
Oh, no.
Oh, so good, though. She could just stay on the outside, you know, Joanna. She just loves just getting in the pocket, though, doesn't she?
Yeah, she likes being dominant and being like, fuck you, sort of.
Yeah.
You know.
That's her persona, isn't it? Like pre-fight as well. She's pretty in your face.
Pressure make them get on the floor. Like, I'm fed up with all this bullshit standing up.
It's true.
Not for this stand up, take it to the ground.
Just lay behind
me here all the time.
This is gay. Get down on the ground.
Imagine if they ever did that. Just no. Come on,
down.
Get down.
The ref should just trip them, just straight up. He should be like a hazard.
So,
mate, that is the dumpiest ref I've ever seen in my
I
life.
just can't get over his arms.
He's got
weird.
no
So
arms.
he's made of mashed potato.
He obviously is like his arms are too short to fight. So
Isn't it? He can barely put them in his pocket.
I heard he's a blue belt, mate.
He's definitely a blue belt.
he's a 3-stripe white belt, I reckon.
4-stripe. He's 4-stripe white belt.
Neck tattoo.
He's got a neck tat though.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, he's cool then.
Yeah, but it says tap out though, so.
Tap out.
got a thick head as well. Look at that.
Mate, he's a really nice guy. How about that?
Very thick hair, very thick hair.
I'm just trying to get his like height perspective against these two, and I think he's like
He's tiny, mate.
About 5'3".
I don't think he's supposed
What does he look like?
Joanna's chin just got like her head just spun on the spot. Then
yeah. To be fair to Joanna, like I don't think many people would be fighting looking how she was looking in rounds 4 and 5.
Yeah.
It was an interesting one. You just saw it there. I didn't expect her to be like smiling as much. Anytime she gets clipped, she like smiles and is like, "Yeah, go on." Like she was clearly up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely.
But you wouldn't
like,
expect that. I thought that she would have hated that.
No, she's got a lot of heart.
Like due to the lead up of this fight and everything, and how sort of dominant she wants to appear.
But sometimes people like react weirdly to the.
Yeah, I know, but
that's the coping mechanism is just to blow it off, right? So
yeah, it's the mentality you're showing to the other fighter, isn't it? Like you're not hurting me.
That's why whenever you see anyone go like whatever, it's like that definitely.
I think Joanna just doesn't care for her own safety.
That's what I think. Yeah, that's exactly what I think.
She just doesn't care. She gets hit. She's not going like, I'm getting hit, I need to make an adjustment. She just doesn't care.
She's like, I'm getting hit, but I'm hitting them.
Yeah, and that's just...
She doesn't, maybe that's her problem, is that she doesn't adapt to the fighter that she's fighting. She just sticks with her own game, which might be really good in some situations, but she's not adapting to what's happening during the actual fight.
Because it's worked so many times before, though, isn't it?
It's like Chuck Liddell.
Yeah.
Chuck
Yeah,
Liddell,
but it's not. She lost so much recently. Up to this, she lost to Rose twice.
I don't know why she took the Shevchenko fight. Like, that was ridiculous. Why was she
I think
doing that?
to some degree she wanted to. It's like if you win, you're a fucking beast.
But
If
she
you
lost to
lose,
her so
you
many
lost
times
a weight
in my
class
time.
up.
Yeah.
She'd already lost to her so many times in my toy.
I know, but it's high win, low loss.
I don't know. I don't know. At that level, do you really think like that? Or do you
I think so.
They have unbelievable like
Because if you fought
self-belief.
that level for
like,
so long, I think that's just what your mentality is.
the reason that they can do this job is they
I
just
think that she
believe in their
thought
own
that she could
abilities so much. Like,
She'd
that's
have
a lot
thought
of
she
pain.
could win. She wouldn't have done it without thinking she could
That's
win.
what I mean. Like, she definitely thought that she could win, but I also think that she's sensible, and she knew if she did lose, it's at a weight class above her weight class. Hang
He
about.
just picks her up and carries her.
That's conserving energy, isn't it? Taking the piss.
That's cute.
You just pick her up by her right tip, take her off to the corner.
And rubbing her face. The guy's like, look, I'm trying to get rid of the swelling, not create more of it. Get off her face.
I really like saying I thought it was great in the face-off when like Joanna was giving her all that shit. She just went, shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
It's like out of Donnie Darko. Is it the character in Donnie Darko that does that? Yeah.
And she's Chinese. Go back to China, bitch. Shut up.
That is a good film.
Out of Joanna's last...
Woo!
Damn.
At this point, she's lost 3 of her last 5 fights.
She won against.
Oh.
Was it Tisha Torres her last win?
No, she won against Michelle Watterson as well.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, she beat
Not a win, but it goes win, loss.
Should have had a point deducted for that.
Yeah, it's not as dominant.
Yeah, that was.
that was bad.
Headbutt.
Michelle Watson's fighting tomorrow as well against Carla Esparza.
That's how Mark goes in for a pass.
big
Sticks
Michelle Watson
No.
fan.
I only ever do that to you, Nick. I'm a composed samurai most of the time. And then with you, I just I don't know, just go in like Call of Duty.
Just want a big hug, don't you?
That's it.
That's all he wants.
A lovely constriction.
So who was talking about it the other day? They were saying like you don't need to smash white belts on our podcast, and all I could think about in my head was
Mark.
It's just all I ever.
Oh, it was Kerry. Kerry was saying about like letting them do things.
In my head, I was thinking,
get that to a degree, but you got to smash them as well.
I
definitely
think that it helps you to be.
You don't want to be lulled into a false sense of security, right? Because you're not going to get better. You're just going to think, yeah, I'm really good at that when you're not. You need to be back in your box.
There's a balance, though. It must be a hard thing to learn how to teach white belts, to be honest. It's probably an underrated
because I know that I don't know a lot of jiu-jitsu, but if someone was brand new and they were like do a 5-minute spar, I'd be like, fuck, this is going to be really confusing. I won't know what to do.
I would imagine it would be easier for you to teach on a Thursday than it is on like a Monday or a Wednesday.
You know what? I said to Ian that doing an advanced class would worry me a lot more than doing a
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Well, how advanced are you talking? Like blue belt, purple belt, or like your level?
If you think advanced class, you're going to be teaching like people of the same level, if not black belts on the mat. It's like when Danny or Luke.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, I could get that. But I'm saying,
what am I going to teach them?
Yeah, I guess so. But like at your Thursday class, you're getting like blue belts, a couple of purple belts turn up maybe or something like that. It must be easier to explain things to people that already understand concepts and certain amount of movements and stuff.
They know
they understand the concepts better than I do. And I'm trying, I'm teaching them to suck.
We're not questioning anything. We're just like,
yeah. So I tell you, Luke, this beer and bolo business.
Doesn't work, mate.
Right up.
I guess I'm talking in terms of actually getting them to do the shit that you're teaching. Because you feel like it's easier to teach a white belt if you just want to say the things and then let them do what they want to do.
Yeah, well, I guess I don't know. I think there's an art to both. Because when Ian came in and helped me teach like a Monday class for Loz once, and I was like, oh, let's do something fun with the white belts. And he was like, yeah, I've got this back take to
mate, it's not gonna happen.
Rolling Kimura. And
I was like, technical stand up,
dude. Some of them can't even shrimp.
Yeah, right. Yeah. They're guilty.
Which is fine.
Which is absolutely fine.
It is fine.
You just gotta go.
But that's what I mean. Like, it must be difficult to learn. Like, how do you teach a group for the people that are on all, because it seems like
Wim was saying earlier, because I asked him about this, about does he have different classes for different grades? And he said no, everyone can come to every class, white belt, black belt, whatever. And he says I teach different classes though, are there are advanced classes and there are basics classes, but he says in the basic you always teach to the person whose first day it is, so it always teach to the newest person. And then,
cool.
so if you're there, that's what you're there for. There's no harm. And I just like his attitude for we're going to do a new position. He's like, the first thing is trying to hold a position. So if you do De La Riva, we do the position, you learn the position, then you take in turns just trying to hold that position and see what it feels like to be in it before you learn any techniques at all.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Yep.
Because otherwise, you learn what a De La Riva is.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to it, you're like, well, fucked. I don't know what grips to establish it. Yeah, man. This is when it all starts
going a bit wrong.
This is where stuff gets a bit elephant man.
They're both taking a lot of damage though.
It's rounds 4 and 5. Zhang kind of comes back a bit. It's like she kind of gets a bit more.
I'd say she lost this.
Gets her stamina back a bit. I think she was fading a bit 2 and 3.
Maybe,
But Joanna, I think she's like.
I love the fact that Joanna
there. I'm not sure that's genuine though.
She's like loving it, like
yeah.
I think that Joanna at this point is just happy to be. Look at her fucking head.
Yeah,
I think that she's just happy to be a part of a war. Like, I'm still a fucking beast. This is what I do. And
I don't think she knew how bad her head was at this point, because you can see she starts touching it more in the break of the next fight.
The fourth and that, like,
she's like she can feel like there's something up there.
She can probably see it in her peripheral vision, which is mental. Like, who can see their forehead?
Apart from.
I think that Joanna's loving it, because it's like if you go into a competition, you just want to save face. Like what you don't want to do is you don't want to go into a competition and look shit. Like you want to go in there and like at least
100%. I think that she built her entire persona.
And if you're entertaining the fans and the fans like cheering you on, like
what's that? Is that fluid in her forehead?
Yes, hematoma.
I think that she built a persona on being a dominant champion, a beast, someone that kills people all the fucking time. She wins. And then when she started losing, I think that it's almost like she has to be like, well, you win, you lose, but I always have a war. Always. Yeah. She's just happy to have this fucking back and forth thing going on now. Which
that's
is why Bardo comes in.
Isn't it? Like, I'm a good value. I'm going to get fight.
Yeah. I'm a beast no matter what.
Well, it's her
and
business,
it is true.
Right?
Like, if they ever cut Joanna, like if they cut her because she lost, it'd be mental.
And also, she's got to protect her endorsements and her sponsors and everything. And like, people always want to sponsor people who win and like who get into these epic battles. So she's a proper businesswoman. So I think a lot of it is related to that.
People that sell things is what people want to invest in. It doesn't even matter if you win.
She's one of the people that pushes like her endorsements the most. So I think for her it's a big deal, like how she can't really let that game face go, because it would affect her business.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have learned, like Conor, whenever Conor loses, he like takes it really well, and he's straight back out there doing business deals and stuff, and he's like, yeah, boom, on it. That's what MMA is. You win, you lose, you fight, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway, business. Like,
that's where Joanna's gone wrong.
On it.
She might be business orientated, but she's not taking the losses. She's never taken the losses well. And I think that's the reason why she hasn't evolved, because everyone's going to lose at some point. And she,
I think you're right. I think publicly she's probably not. Personally, I think she probably does take them quite well, to be honest. Like, she seems all right.
She's got like a good family around her and stuff by the looks of it. She's got quite a close knit like group behind her.
She just can't be like, I lost because I wasn't better that night. She just can't accept the blame, and
she blames a few of her losses on like a bad team or a bad weight cut or a bad diet or whatever, and you're like
bad breakup, like relationship and stuff, which are all factors that will come in.
There's a lot of pride involved in this business, though, right? Like people have got a lot of pride.
That's the reason she hasn't got better, in my opinion, Lloyd.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a massive fan of like the. It's not to the same level, but I always find it a bit like the stuff that like Colby and Cejudo do, like the kind of bravado, kind of being a bit of an arse thing. I just never bought into that.
Level, that is.
Yeah, this is not the same sort of level, but I've never kind of really bought into fighters that do that. I just find it a little bit like, you know.
Yeah, the only thing I like about it is it makes the night of the fight. It makes it much more intense.
It hypes it up.
Yeah, man.
I really like fighters like Wonder Boy and stuff. Like, I think
I love Wonder Boy.
He's like one of my favourites. Like, I really like that because it seems genuine as well. That doesn't seem like I'm trying to be the good guy. I think that's just him being him. Like, I'm kind of drawn to the more genuine fighters that seem to be not really doing that shit.
Have you ever seen on the Fight Pass that they do? They do like Thierry. You've only just got Fight Pass. This is well worth checking out, by the way.
A few minutes ago, yeah.
It's basically like it's called like Watch Party. I think it's called Watch Party, and basically they get fighters to have their friends round, and then they watch a fight, like kind of like what we're doing now, but they just pick one fight. They all watch it, and it's kind of like goggle box for fighters. So basically,
that's it.
Them watching the fight, and they all come. They like just hanging out with their mates, talking. About it.
Have you seen Wonder Boy when he gets knocked the fuck out?
Yeah, and I think it's like I think Mike Perry is one of the people that's
like. Yeah. Oh, so they pick a fighter and then they watch.
They pick. I think they pick. It's either one or they pick a few fights, basically. But then there's like the only thing I can describe it to, and I've never actually watched a full episode, but I know what it is. It's Gogglebox, where like basically the camera's on them, and it kind of shows you clips of the fight as it's happening, and then it just kind of like picks out like them like chatting about it and what they say, and like Mike Perry's like saying how nice Wonder Boy is, like just how. He's like the nicest guy. He's
awesome, man. I love it. No one dislikes Wonder Boy. No one.
Just like
crazy, man. If Wonder Boy and Cerrone ever fought, it would be the nicest fucking fight in the universe. They'd probably let the other person win. No one wanted that fight.
Oh, who's the dude? Who's the other dude?
No, I don't think.
Aaron Hernandez. No.
No.
I know who you're talking about. Hang about. Fucking what you were saying a minute ago about Wonder Boy watching his own fight. He watched the fight with him and Pettis. Yeah. And he was like, oh, here it comes. Here it comes. It's so cool because he goes back and he's like, oh, what I should have done was this. I put my weight on my front foot, so I could only go as far as my head would go back.
He's like,
all he did, like, if that was a normal punch, it wouldn't have fucking landed, but he fucking Superman punch. So.
Can we just all take a minute and look at Joanna's forehead?
Oh, it's brutal.
What the fuck?
Type F in chat.
Have a look.
Was it
Take that hand away, sir.
knee in the forehead and it like caved in?
No, it's just consistent punching to the forehead, I think.
Yeah,
Cyborg in another fight.
Yeah, Cyborg did that.
When he
I can't remember who did. He was in Bellator against Michael Venom Page. And
MVP.
Yeah, it fucking indented his forehead.
Yeah.
Literally, his head went like, whoop. There's like a big fucking crater in it.
His forehead, like he didn't even.
Yeah, like caved in here.
Oh my god, Joanna's face!
She's stretching her legs in between rounds there, like.
That must be. That's got to be an issue. That can't be.
To be fair, she did do an interview after this, and she was saying like she felt fucking weird. She didn't actually know what she was doing at this point.
Yeah, I think she
gave an interview, and she was just like, there was so much like shit going on up there. She didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, she's taken so many punches.
I bet, man. Like, imagine like what your brain must do in just a natural sense of, you know, trying to defend you from having your fucking head caved in.
Where is your body pulling all of that fluid from?
It must be so hard to concentrate on what the fuck you're doing at that point.
Well, the body like reacts, doesn't it, to try and like.
No, but that's.
There's so much trauma there, and it's directly on a fucking.
She looks like she's been stung by like 1,000 bees or something.
Yeah.
Causes it, but it must be.
It's like that when Bear Grylls does that show and he like got stung by a bee and his face was like, oh.
Yeah.
Joanna Merrick. Hello, John.
It develops so quickly as well. Like
I'm not an animal.
The body could just fill up his forehead within a few minutes.
Like you, Nick, call her Joanna Merrick.
Yeah. Boost.
Like Zane definitely looks more.
But dude, who is not
in
going to tune into either one of their
next
fights?
Yeah.
Everyone's going to watch that shit, man.
Yeah.
Although who the fuck is in the 125
this needs to get run back though. This fight needs to get run back because it was so fucking close.
To be fair, like, there's only so many people. What's this, 125?
Yeah.
So there's only so many fights that you can have at that fucking weight. So like Rose versus Zhang would be a fucking good fight.
Or is this 115? I think this is 115.
So here's a question, right? So here's a good question.
Fucking knows,
What,
man.
7 stone in it?
It's straw weight, so it's
Yeah, it's
really
insane, dude. It's like 7.5, 8 stone.
Let me find it.
Listen to my question, please. Out of order.
Go on.
Typing up. Anyway, so here's a question.
Go on.
After these type of fights where they're in absolute wars for like 5 rounds, are the people who leave those fights the same afterwards? Hence, like last week we watched Robbie Lawler, Rory McDonald. After the
they're definitely not.
Would you say Robbie Lawler looked the same after that fight?
No, definitely not.
It's hard to tell, but when people get in these wars now, like I don't feel like that those fighters are like.
I think with Joanna specifically, I think she, in her head, believed that the Rose fight, the first one, was a bit of a glitch. Like it wasn't. If it was run back, that she was going to win that, and when it was run back and she lost that, I think that was quite pivotal for her, because that was like, no, you really did lose to her. Like that wasn't just a bit of a fluke. And I think that was probably quite damaging. Rather than like maybe a battle like this, you can think, well, actually, this is pretty close as far as fights go.
No, but I'm not talking about the mentality. I'm talking about the physical damage
like
if
you lose your chin after something like this, or
war. Like I don't feel like the fighters ever fight the same.
She looks like she wouldn't maybe look this bad if she'd been in a serious car accident. So like that is quite debilitating for quite a long time afterwards. Like even after the physical like swelling's gone down. Yeah. I mean, she's basically
the same for Zhang though. The same for Zhang. Will she look the same in her next fight? I can't wait to see it, and I hope she is. But like, I don't know.
Do you want to see this run back straight away, or would you rather see them fight other people first?
I'd rather see them fight other people.
I think with Zhang, I think I'd quite like to see her fight. I'd like to see her fight Rose. I'd be quite interested in that fight. And I'd also like to see her fight. Where is she? Is she still fighting? What is her name? She had a really fucking good fight with Joanna. What the fuck is her name?
While you're finding that out, Joanna's leg kicks have been absolutely amazing all fight.
Yeah.
They've been so good.
It's that Muay Thai.
Yeah. Her leg kicks just been amazing.
Some people just manage to put up with it somehow.
I know. I don't like the Diaz brothers. They just seem to take it, don't they?
Yeah.
Can I just say, if you Google Joanna's name, the second search that comes up after just her name is Joanna Jędrzejczyk forehead.
Brilliant.
I'm trying to get the fight stats up.
Oh, big spin back fist.
We're thrown in this.
This is the biggest moth I've ever seen.
Is that the end of the fight? The last round there?
I think it might have been. Oh, Claudia Gadelha. I'd like to see that.
Who's got the last fight then? What's next?
Is that the last? Was that it? Was that it?
We've got.
I've got an option.
Thierry hasn't picked yet. Becky.
Oh, is he not?
Chiming in
one.
Yeah. We'll do.
I haven't picked yet.
Yeah, we got 5 fights, right? We're just in 3, so there's another 2.
You two count as a single entity.
No, get fucked. No. Nah, not having that. 5 fights, that's a card. 4 fights, you'd be pissed off.
But because we've already had a lot of you piping up.
Yeah, Thierry gets his go. Yeah.
Thierry's next, then Becky's can be last, right?
Oh, that was me again. So we're going for Nate Diaz versus Masvidal.
Yeah, baby.
Because it's relevant to the Nick fight versus Diego Sanchez.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, sweet. Okay, I'm well up for that.
The first one that comes up when I look is Nate Diaz v Michael Johnson.
Michael Johnson!
That's such a good fight.
Shout out to Michael Johnson. A hero.
He does so well. You know, you talked about a minute ago, like, if you get in these wars, it can debilitate you and stuff physically and stuff. Like, how many of those can you go through?
Yeah.
You know, tomorrow we've got what's his name? Vincente Luque.
Yeah.
Versus Nico Price. They already fought once, right? People forget that they already fought once, and Luque fucked him up. But that was a long time ago, and they've both had. I think Luque's had 7 fights since then. And they've all been fucking wars as well, so I don't know whether that's going to be.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a lot closer this time, and it's just based on that, man.
That's right. Vicente Luque's last fight, he took a fucking beating as well.
Yeah, man.
Took it for a long time, so I wonder, like, how
very reckless,
very dangerous, but He's quite known for taking a punch as well, Vincent Luque.
Yeah, but I think the more that he plays like that, the more, like, the less he's going to be able to do that long term, right? So it'll be an interesting one to watch tomorrow, because if you watch that first fight and then you watch the one that's coming up tomorrow, like, it'll be really interesting to see the difference. Because I think, like, on paper, he should win that fight. I've got him down to win it.
Have you?
Yeah, but it'll be an interesting one.
Are you putting bets down on any of these, or are you just kind of doing?
No, I never put bets down, man. I'll bet with, like, mates and stuff. Like, I bet £1 on a fight or whatever. But
did I tell you? My friend got, like, my mate. His cousin works in like betting, basically. Like, he creates the odds for like certain.
Oh, okay. That must be a difficult job.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, he worked with like American sports. But anyway, there was one fight that, like, it ended, like the fight got stopped. So for whatever reason, there was like a delay in like time zones. So from one time zone to the next, the fight had already finished in one time zone, but the betting odds were still like. So
you could bet on the outcome that you knew.
Yes. And he like called my friend up and was like, put everything you've got on the.
Wow. So you just wanted to be like, yo, dude.
It's live or it's not live. It doesn't matter what time zone it's in. It's fucking live or not. That's ridiculous.
No, it's not, because they.
No, it can't. You're talking rubbish. That is not. That can't happen.
I'm not talking rubbish. This happened for whatever reason. The betting companies.
You're talking about the broadcast, though. Obviously it happened, but it's not. It's like got a delay on it, right?
Yes.
Like when they bet on tennis. If you're like in the tennis match, you can bet on points in America on British betting sites.
Yeah, that's a scam, right? It's
illegal. It's illegal.
It's clever, though.
You can get away with it. There's a documentary about it.
What was his name, Sam? What's his name? And national insurance number?
Yeah.
Where's he live?
What's your fingerprint? I just want to read these.
Maiden name.
Scan that in, please.
Yeah, well, fuck off, Nick.
As well, that
Thursday, best anecdote. I've heard that 4 times.
What time?
13.
What?
What?
Masvidal record: 34 wins and 13 losses. He's had some fights.
Yeah, he's got a lot of miles on him, and especially from his street fight days where Mark knew him from.
Mark and Kimbo Spice.
Yeah, don't worry about me,
Jr.,
mate.
Wasn't it, you thought?
Kimbo Jr. and the Otter.
Okay, so I've got 3 minutes 30.
Yeah.
Okay. This is such. I can feel.
I don't know if I'm ready for this again. Like, it did break my heart.
Yeah, I was so disappointed. It was the biggest build-up, and then
I really didn't like Masvidal at this point as well. I thought he was
before
a bit
we start, then let's get everyone's opinions on this before you watch it time. Like, what were your thoughts? What were you thinking? Because like this is a big fight.
I was thinking it's fucking like what we was talking about earlier. It might have been when Sam was pissing about, but me and Thierry were talking about it not being necessary for there to be a legitimate belt and there to be like have the Rock there, do whatever the fuck you want and stuff, but like it's so fucking weird. It's just an odd fucking thing.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
So odd. That's so weird.
I think, like, the spectacle of the fight is odd, but, like, the fight itself is just fucking sick. And I think the timing of the fight means a lot as well. Like, if they'd have had this fight 5 years ago, I wouldn't have cared that much, to be honest. Like, I would have watched it. It would have been a fucking awesome fight, but it wouldn't have been, like, what it was.
Well, he also...
and to have that stopped early was, like, kind of a kick in the teeth.
The Ben Askren knockout was not that long ago, right, as well, so...
Yeah, he had all that hype.
That was unbelievable. I remember seeing that knockout. I saw that knockout the next morning. I found it, I played it, and then I was like...
Dude, we watched that live.
I just could not believe
There's only been so many fights that make me go... And that was one of them.
I thought he was going to win. I didn't think he was going to get knocked out in fucking
It was how stiff he went instantly as well. Like his leg was in the air.
Yeah.
Like,
He didn't just lose.
No.
He got destroyed, man. I swear to God, right? Like, it might just be me, but like, if you listen to him now, he sounds like he's slurring his speech the entire fucking time.
He was always like that. He's always like.
Yeah. You think?
Yeah,
I don't think so, man. Not as much, but like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but that's got him. I
Googled whether he had died the next morning. I was like, he's fucking straight dead.
Is Ben Askren an angel now?
But to be fair, like his reaction to it was quite funny because like his first like response was like, well, that went.
Well, that sucked.
Yeah,
it was just he took it really well, and I think that goes to his credit.
And he went straight on the Aaron Helwani show on Monday. The fight was on Saturday. He was having an interview on Monday, being like, "Yeah, fair play, man."
He talks so much shit, but he can also take it.
We talk
like,
shit, but yeah, he
goes wrong. So
I'll tell you what would be a good fight to watch at some point as well. Next time would be Ben Askren versus Damian Maia.
Oh, yeah, good fight.
Because not only is there one of the sloppiest spinning back fists ever thrown ever in the history of ever, I've thrown fucking better spinning back fists at jiu-jitsu against Nick.
Yeah, because you landed them.
And I think, they've landed as well.
They all land, mate. There's a lot to hit.
Well, they didn't do any damage, but they definitely landed.
It's got a good chin.
Not only that, but when it does go to the ground, it's really fucking interesting to see the little scrambles and the tiny, little movements and stuff that make a big difference.
There's a really good documentary on flow grappling on Ben Askren from his wrestling at high school and college and whatnot, and
I'll check that out.
what he does. And you check it out, mate, on my flow grappling account. Why not?
No, that would be illegal. I've got my own.
That would be illegal, technically.
Right, should we watch this fight?
Yeah.
The point. So before this, we had the Jorge knocked out Ben Askren, and that was devastatingly bad. Like, and the way he was like slapping the ground after he was knocked out.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit now.
This fight made it so tense.
Yeah.
And I was like, I definitely thought Jorge was going to win because Nate was unknown. Like, if I had money to bet, I would have bet on Jorge Masvidal for sure. Because,
really?
Yeah, only because Nate has just been laid off for so long.
Yeah.
After this, Nate had just beat Pettis.
He just beat Pettis.
Oh, I've forgotten that. Yeah, sorry.
You'd have been right to bet anyway. Before Ben Askren.
Before that, he'd been off for a fight.
The Conor fight was the last fight that he had, right? After that.
Yeah, and Jorge knocked out. Who's the English fighter? Who's
Darren Till.
Darren Till, and Darren Till was a big boy, and he really flatlined him.
He looked like a light heavyweight, that guy.
Yeah.
He was middleweight, and he was fighting.
You know what's really interesting in this fight, man, is just how Masvidal is playing with Nate. It's fucking mental.
Yeah.
Like, even when he's up against the cage and Nate's being all serious, being like, "Oh, yeah, gangster" and stuff, he's laughing at him.
Shall we watch
He gets kicked in the fucking ribs by him. He's like, "Oh,
that really pissed me off."
Like,
I hated that because I really wanted Nate to win, and when Jorge was doing that, I was just like, I hated that.
I love Nate. I didn't mind who won this fight, but because she wanted Nate to win so much, I was like, Masvidal.
So fucked off. I wouldn't speak to him. I wouldn't speak to him after the fight. I was just like, I don't want to talk about it.
Shall we watch it?
Yeah.
Shall we do it?
Okay. All right then. On 3, 1, 2, 3.
Works.
Oh, who was that?
That wasn't me. No.
It sounded like metal.
The volume was flat out.
Okay.
I listen to UFC Distorted. That's the only way, mate.
It helps you get in the atmosphere, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Look at that fucking face.
It's so moody.
This is brilliant, by the way.
Throwing so much shade.
I love that. You run it in.
With a knee.
He's shit himself too.
that point when my heart died a little bit. I was like, this is.
I watched this on my phone, a Sketch's phone, and it was the worst stream.
Thierry, where were you when I was messaging you? And you were in Vegas. Which card was that?
I'd just flown in and literally got out of the airport and then got to the hotel, threw my stuff in the room. And I should be able to go to a bar and be able to watch this. And
which card was it? Was it this one?
This card, yeah, it was this card. I literally, this was the only fight I caught of the night, was this. And I've been excited.
No, not bad.
Yeah, I'd been excited for the whole flight. I was absolutely stoked to watch it. And it just, the way it ended, it made me moody. Oh!
God damn, dude. I thought at that point, like, this is done.
I was like, no, but he's good off his back. He's good off his back. Like, this.
I know, but he led into the kick. Like, anyone else would have been fucking flatlined from that.
I mean, Masvidal's a savage.
Savage.
Oh.
I really don't want to rewatch this fight.
Masvidal is...
I haven't rewatched this fight. This is the point where he pretends to be hurt and he's just taking a piss, man. I love it so much.
That cut's already there.
By the way, to knock him down there, Masvidal was literally sprinting at him. His whole body was leant forward as he was charging.
It does make you wonder how the fourth and fifth would have gone in terms of like gas tank.
Yeah, look. He gets kicked and he's like, oh.
See, like, if I try to hold someone's ankles like that, it would do fuck all.
Jumping around the guard.
Have any effect?
Because this is what we were talking about earlier with the how do you score points and stuff like.
Right here, the ground.
Okay, you can keep your guard, but like, okay.
You're covered.
You're still dying.
He's chess matching around the guard. He's just doing a really good job of
That's fine. Nate's not trying to get up, is he, or do anything because he's fucked.
I like Masvidal's tactics here. He's not actually sitting down.
Awesome, really good.
He's just not sitting down into his guard. He's staying upright and landing punches, like landing damage.
Yeah,
he's such a piss take bastard, though, isn't he?
Yeah, but I'd like that. Then Nate should just like get up.
Yeah, he should. Yeah.
But Nate gives as good as he gets, right? In the rest of his career, he's given loads of shit to everyone. So you can't expect to give it out and then not get the next.
I feel like Nate doing the whole. Come on, put it on the fight on the ground. Like, I agree with it.
You're going to take it from someone else. Someone's going to come along and start giving it to you. That's how it works.
How tough is Nate Diaz?
Yeah, he's a savage.
Dude, anyone else would have given up at this point. They would have been dead. Like, that kick would have killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
His head was like in the worst possible place.
Because they leant into it.
Why does everyone do that with Masvidal? Why does everyone just put their head like in front of his fucking knee? It's like a snake charmer. It's just like everyone's like that.
Is he what? Thai boxer or boxer? What does he do, Masvidal?
Street fighter, bro.
Street fighter, bro.
Yeah, he just grew up doing
boxer, wrestling. He's got good wrestling, right?
I think he did. I think he's just grown up. I think when he started, he was doing MMA while he was street fighting.
Yeah.
So I think he's learned from an MMA gym. So I think it's the mixed martial arts.
But he seemed to go through some sort of like.
You can tell he was having fun with this fight.
Yeah, and he spoke about going through some sort of weird kind of psychological. He went on some sort of reality show where he was on an island or something, and he had a lot of time to think things over, and that's when this kind of change happened. He was
starved, wasn't he? He was bored and
yeah, he said like a lot of most of his losses come through decisions.
Yeah,
and he said like, what if I'd have just fucking gone for it there? Like, because he could have done, like, you know, he wouldn't have died if he'd have just. He would have been exhausted, you know. And he was like, oh, why the fuck? Like, what would my life been if I'd have won all those matches that I lost on decision?
That's exactly how he
was like, fuck that. He was like, I'm never ever going to lose a fight on decision ever again. So he's like, I'm going to just go finish fights.
It'll be interesting to happen.
And then he just started beasting people, man.
If he loses on a decision, it'd be interesting to see what effect that has on his fight mentality then. If he's like made himself like a pledge that he's never going to lose.
Yeah, I get if he gives it his all. If he played like this,
say that, right?
He lost on decision. Fair enough.
You change, they'll change. They might say that, and then it's going to happen. Same as Connor, and you just pivot, and you know you've got a career, and you've got to follow the path to the end. And you know, you say whatever you say because that's going to build up the next money for the next fight in your job that you're doing. because you can't do this forever, and you've got to try and maximise it so that you've got lifestyle. Like,
and Masvidal's always been about the money and saying like he wants like the big money for his fights and stuff. That's what he's all about, isn't it?
You're putting yourself on the line, like
Yeah, exactly. You want to be paid well for that. Like, if you're going to fucking risk your health like that, then yeah.
He's actually been on the lower money for a while as well. Like, he's not had some of the like bigger money fights, and even in these, I bet you in this he would have been on less money than Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. That was really interesting seeing that, you know, that head kick. Like, that was set up like 2 elbows from a clinch as well.
Oh,
so
that cut.
Yeah, that cut, man.
The reason
That's probably as good as it gets in this fight as well.
Like he was getting really lit up, and he went to go for a single leg to break the punching, and then got kicked.
Is that Mark, the otter?
Yeah, I literally heard none of that because Mark's camera is so sensitive. All I could hear was him scratching around.
That was him running over the mat.
Scratching his ball bag.
I was just saying,
Really fucking loud.
they went for a single leg because Masvidal was lighting him up, and then I think he went for a single leg to get out of the way of the punches, or just to break the action or break the rhythm, and then he caught the leg kick or the head kick on the way down.
Yeah.
And that's just the worst case scenario.
It is bad.
That is really bad. To survive that, he did really well.
It's unbelievable how good his chin is. To duck your head into an incoming kick,
Yeah.
and still be all right afterwards is mental.
But he ended the round with some good shots on Masvidal. He landed a really strong straight left, and Masvidal backed away a little bit and didn't come towards him at the end. And then the round finished. I
think Masvidal was like taking him a little bit more seriously at this point. Then there's a little bit less like showboating and stuff going on at this point.
Well, he probably started to get a bit tired.
He's winning while he's doing that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Woo!
Walking him back.
Yeah.
This is where Nate Diaz is like, you're in my world now. You're tired.
Would you any of you guys, Scary Mark, would you ever fancy an MMA fight, or you stick
Me?
with Yeah.
Mate, I'm struggling fucking stretching.
I would really like to try striking at some point, just like to see what it's like, because I don't know, I think it would be quite interesting, but I'm not sure.
In my head, I would love an MMA fight, 100%. I would do one of those charity events, all that shit.
That's because you've had 2 beers.
Oh,
in my head, I said. In my head. In reality, no.
Yeah.
You'll hit me and I'll be hurt.
Laurie did. Laurie actually, like way back, and then I think he just like, he was like, meh. Actually, there's some people here that like they're doing this proper, not for fun. And
yeah, if it was going to be a thing, it would be a charity event. It would be one of those white collar bullshit events. If there was any amount of striking, it would be against someone that doesn't give a fuck. It's just a laugh.
Have you ever tried, Sam? Have you done MMA?
I don't think I'd like to have an MMA fight with one of my mates. Though. That'd be weird.
I cannot throw a punch to save my life.
Yeah, no.
I'd be interested in the training they do, because like there's quite a lot of people at our gym, like Scott and Harry and everyone. They do like Muay Thai as well, and like it seems to be really good for like people that have got good cardio, do striking as well. Like,
I would definitely be up for training.
Or
sport, Muay Thai or whatever would be interesting.
Do you think they've got good cardio because they do that as well?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Sure. Explosive power, repeated explosive power.
And on your toes the whole time, like skipping.
What do you reckon?
What's that?
What do you reckon?
You've
Would you be up for it?
You've done some MMA, haven't you?
I'm doing MMA to jiu-jitsu. That's where
I thought you did.
I did MMA first, and then I did that for maybe 2 years, I would say. And at the end of it, I was starting to do a little bit more jiu-jitsu, but it was all no-gi. And then the gym that I was at moved locations, and then that's when I came to Carson Gracie.
Where did you train?
That was Silverbacks in Canterbury. Shout out to them. They're really, really good guys there.
Oh, okay, I think Biddy came from there as well.
You did?
Biddy, I think she trained with them for a while.
I think they trained up at the. They trained. I think it was Paul McGinty. Was doing the training up at Christchurch University.
Shout out Paul He was trained with Simon Dugdale back in Infinity MMA with Shane.
Let's get all incestuous.
With Shane. Yeah, Shane would be good at MMA, I think. Shane would love that. I think that Scott would be good as well.
Yes, Shane did Taekwondo, didn't he?
And Harry.
Harry would be really good.
Harry there. I used to.
You know Harry a lot better than us.
Yeah. I used to train with Harry at Silverbacks.
Harry Macy, yeah.
Yeah, dude, honestly, his striking is on point.
It's good. I've seen him.
He's like
really good.
Super focused as well.
Absolutely. He's done it for a long time. He's super good at it. Yeah, for sure. He's been in Thai. He's been to Thailand as well. And
he trained at Tiger, right?
Yeah. He's fucking dedicated.
He's a really nice bloke as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he's just
that's the main thing. Like, he's a really nice guy. Like,
he's a super nice guy.
They're the scariest though, man. Have you seen Sanchai? He's like the nicest bloke ever. But
by the way,
destroy you.
Decent credit for that. Like there, just
getting out of that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
By the way, is he the only one to survive being attacked by Damien Maia? Like Damien Maia had Masvidal's back for absolutely ages.
Yes.
And couldn't finish him. How unbelievably
got some ground game there, man. There's not.
Yeah.
It's a weird one because I was just going to say like it's probably one of his most underrated aspects, but like people know that about Masvidal. Like you can't fuck with him on the ground.
But here's a question:
his defense is fucking
when he landed that kick, he put everything into that kick. You could see it on his face. He was like, "Oh," like ducking in.
Sure, he's just loading up. He's ready to
Here's
go.
a question for you before they start again.
I don't think they will start again.
Oh, do they not? Oh,
I think this might be the cut caller.
I think this is it.
Which
Game, man. Like, they're clearly up for fighting again.
Shut up, Mark. What's Nick's question?
My question's about heel hooks in MMA fights like this, and like how rarely you see it still.
Yeah.
But we know how devastating it is when you can get over the knee line. Like it's like in that position where Nate had that position, and he's not going for a heel hook.
I think it's a specialist position. Like, and I think you're seeing now, like people like Ryan execute it like perfectly, whereas I don't think there are many people that are as good as high-level jiu-jitsu is now. Although you got Gilbert Burns, haven't you? You don't really see him attack the legs too much, do you?
Yeah, well, he does. I mean, I would say Gilbert's mainly gi.
Yeah, true.
But if you've got, say, you have Gordon Ryan or Lachlan Giles or Craig Jones, right, in an MMA fight, like you'd still
find some people's nights real quick, can they?
Yeah, I think they would.
Yeah, because look how
Gary Tonin.
I mean, Paul Harris is the guy, isn't he? He's like
but that's no one seems to have followed that through. It's like but like I've watched a Dean Lister fight earlier where he's against Alessio Sicaro, where he essentially shoots and then uses the shot to body lock and pull guard.
Yeah.
Goes for the omoplata, wraps the guy so tight and triangles him. Like super easy. But if there was if the guy was better on the ground, he'd be heel hooking that bloke.
Yeah. Yeah, well, do you know what? I don't know, because what's Gary Tonin's MMA record like now?
I think he's not lost yet.
Yeah.
4-0.
So I wonder whether I haven't seen any of his fights, by the way. So
I haven't either.
Most of his fights, he finishes with ground and pound from mount.
Oh, nice.
Because he's just so much better on the ground than anyone else that he'll go to that position. I think because it's MMA, he feels like he's got to do something different from his normal ground game. So he gets in mount and just like.
And like it's probably because maybe attacking the legs comes with its own risks. Like maybe the risks are quite high for attacking the legs, like getting punched and getting damage landed on you.
I just look at it and having someone in your full guard and trying to work, because full guard in MMA and someone's able to punch from top guard position.
I think
top half.
Has anyone ever done like any form of grappling with striking involved? Like, it definitely changes things a lot.
Me and Nick have done a bit.
Inadvertently, knee to the head.
It changes things a lot, and yeah, I definitely change the jiu-jitsu game. Man.
Is that your battery, Sam?
Get fucked.
That must be my battery.
Definitely not my battery.
Why would Sam's battery knock your feed out?
I don't know.
Everybody's often Sam's fault.
How do these
Probably
work?
so late, probably, that can happen. But I still think, I get that, punches is going to knock out some of the grappling stuff, but these positions where you can get that 50-50 in that really easily, and from the half and stuff, like in MMA, to the heel is like right there. Like, I'm just surprised more people don't attack heel hooks even to get up. Or
I wonder whether the juice isn't worth the squeeze, or maybe someone just hasn't figured out that it's like how to use it in MMA yet, because the punches do make a difference.
Yeah, they do.
I think that's probably the case.
You could end up losing the fight. I think the risk versus reward is just the same balance.
I don't see the risk like that massively though for heel hook like that, where he's
You see it sometimes, but the setups have to be on point. You never see it from a scramble.
Ryan Hall, that's
the
only way it can work, I think. Otherwise, you just put yourself at too much risk.
I'd just argue that by being in, having someone in your full guard and you trying to triangle and armbar them, that's more risky to damage.
No, I think being in full guard and someone on you, I think it is amazingly effective at stopping striking. I think what we're used to seeing is people dealing with that, and they've got workarounds. But I think it's super effective. You can tie up the arms, you can put your knee to the inside of the bicep, and you can keep their hand down. You can break in their posture with your hips. So every time they go to strike, if they're not used to it, they go to strike you from the ground, and they're in your full guard. As they're going to punch, if you just pull your hips forward, you completely unbalance them, and then you've broken their posture again, and then they're just not really getting any traction. We used to do drills like that where you would get someone come in, you would be paired up with someone, and you'd have 5 minutes, and maybe they're doing boxing gloves, and you'd have no gloves on, and you'd be on your back, and you'd start in full guard, and you'd have 5 minutes of sparring there, and the person who's on top would have 5 minutes just to punch you at will, and you wouldn't be allowed to. You wouldn't be allowed to strike back at all. But you had no gloves on, and you would you'd be able to shut there. If the person wasn't that skilled, you would very easily be able to shut down all striking.
Yeah.
It's amazingly effective. Obviously, they're wearing boxing gloves. It's not the slickest thing, but you can overwrap an arm, and then you can hold their head, and you just keep your body to their body. And those kind of punches just don't do anything. You need the distance to generate the power. So, yeah, I think it's pretty effective. I think what you're used to seeing is a lot of people in MMA who are used to dealing with that and have little workarounds. Like Masvidal wasn't getting into the close guard and was just staying stood up with the feet and was steering Nate with the feet.
Is this where it gets called off?
This is it, boys. This is the end of the fight, which is fucking annoying. It's almost more annoying that people say that Nate would have won because this was called off. Everyone was saying he would because
he's pretty
gassed at this point. He was dying at this point. He was so gassed he's gonna die.
Nah.
Dude, he was literally kicking the shit out of Nate at the end of that round.
Yeah.
Not even close to gassing. Because he was more tired than he was when he started the fight. Fuck. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard to say, right?
I think that cut warranted a stoppage. I do.
I think so.
I think it was.
I think if they say that that's the case, then I agree with it.
I didn't want it to be the case, but I think it did.
They're there, and
let's be honest,
they are in a position where they will get scrutinised by whoever the fuck is running the organisation if they call it too early. To call a fight like that off.
They can run that back anyway. That can be run back.
They can run that back.
Yeah, he looks absolutely fine.
Dude,
yeah.
I reckon the same thing would happen. I reckon he'd get opened up again, and then it would just.
He's got so much scar tissue in his face.
I think
always a risk in his fights.
Having an operation to have the scar tissue removed from his face.
I think he should.
after this.
I know that Nick did that. Did Nate ever do that?
I think that was going to be happening to Nate after the Masvidal fight.
It should happen.
It should do because it's affecting his like.
I think that's what the point of that was. I think he had like such a deep cut already, which was caused by the scar tissue.
I think
because he had so much more scar tissue there, it would have literally just ripped into his fucking eye.
Where does he buy his clothes from? Like, what size even is he?
Back in the face so much, so like that's maybe a point for saying don't take this much damage constantly.
Yeah.
Like, stop getting punched in the face. So you get opened up like that, you're gonna lose fights.
I love you being in his corner. Dude, stop losing. Why are you losing this, dude? Like, you're getting punched.
You can't moan.
It's in your eye. Stop getting punched
You can't
in
moan
your
about
eye.
it, though. Look at him compared to the other guy.
Oh,
He looks fucked.
damn.
That's so fucking bad.
If the fight would have continued, it would have got an injury.
Why are you so shit?
Yeah.
Why'd you keep losing?
That's just what we say to you.
Yeah, that's
It
my
literally is. It doesn't do a lot for your morale, I'll tell you that.
Mate, yeah,
Better, Mark. Just be better.
Get better.
Be good.
Get better.
Why aren't you as good as everyone else? We've been training for like 1/8 of the time.
I was watching The Rock with the belt on, and Dana White stood there. It's just super awkward.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so awkward. I genuinely thought The Rock putting the belt on was gonna be a thing. Like, that's the point of the fight. But no, it's just a normal MMA fight. Guy puts the belt on the thing. Like, no one cares about the guy that puts the belt on the guy.
Do you reckon The Rock walked around the octagon going, I could probably beat these two up?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Like fucking saying fucking hello to everyone. Like, everyone's going up to him like, yo man, I love you. I used to watch you when I was fucking.
He's just wandering around handing out flyers for the new series of Ballers.
That's the boxer, isn't it? What's his name? Fuck, I can't remember his name.
What's his name, Sam?
Duran. Kevin? Roberto
Kevin?
Duran.
Kevin Smith.
Go on, Kevin.
I'm thinking of Kevin Durant from the NBA, but Roberto Duran.
Manny Pacquiao.
This man's in the NBA, is he?
For fuck's sake.
Does he wear that hat?
Anyway, that BMF title shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a plastic belt and all, isn't it? It's not even made of.
It's just, it didn't need to be that.
Need the belt.
Look at this.
Would have been a fucking sick fight regardless of whether or not they
His face, yeah.
I still want a crown for the King.
Yeah, he went for that.
You were sending that.
Oh man, he put everything in that kick.
Yeah, I want to make a crown for the King White Belt at the gym.
I think he should.
Yeah.
There's like a fucking Smurf with that hat on though, doesn't he? He's like Papa Smurf.
He does, yeah. But I bet he got paid a lot of money for wearing it, so whatever.
Yeah.
Nate's got such a weird body though, hasn't he?
I know, he's really odd.
I love it. Fucking Connor put it the best. He was like, "You're the fattest skinny man I've ever seen in my life." He's like, "You're a chubby skinny man." It's weird.
But I can guarantee that guy has never done any performance-enhancing drugs.
Literally never.
He's vegan, right?
Yeah,
no?
good, shouldn't he?
What?
He should definitely get on them. Get on the jungle juice, shouldn't he?
If he did, mate, he'd be an absolute savage, wouldn't he? Do you imagine?
The jungle juice. Who?
He should get on all the drugs.
Yeah.
Like,
Nick
what are you
Diaz
doing?
should, shouldn't he? Nick Diaz should now. He should just
Yeah.
go,
I
right.
think Nick's
Well,
on
he
all the
might
other
as well,
drugs.
right? He's never going to fight.
I'm pretty sure he's on all the other ones. They're just
I want to see more Paul Harris's around.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see the old Mike Tyson?
Yeah, what
He
the
wants to
fuck?
do a charity event, right? I see that. I sent you a link
Fuck
to him
that,
fighting
by the way.
Shannon Briggs, right? I don't think that's real. I don't think it's going to happen. But
I hope not.
I don't.
The way Mike Tyson talks about fighting now, like,
Dude, have you seen him like training there? Like he said like he wants to do a charity event. He wants to have one more fight.
He wants to
all the
hurt.
proceeds.
yeah,
That's what he wants to do.
yeah.
He wants to what?
hurt someone.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's bored of being a normal person now.
Yeah.
He needs to kill someone legally again.
Shop now, BMF replica belt.
Yeah, shop now. It's out available.
That's a real life thing.
Okay.
Quite disturbing.
Pecky Pluckley.
Are we doing another fight? Because I've got two options.
One more. We've got yours.
So it's either
One more.
So it's either Savit versus Bosniak or Gastelum versus Adesanya.
Gastelum Adesanya. It's got to be.
Sorry, Matt Witt, but your choices were shit. Oh no, we did the Zhang one. You're all right. You're all right. I'll take that back immediately.
That was my choice as well, though, so we can count that as mine.
Matt Witt, you're shit. That was Sam's choice, not yours.
It's Kevin Gastelum versus Michael Johnson.
Oh yeah, what a fight that would be! And it's not Kevin.
It's
Kelvin. Yeah, I literally just typed in Kevin, and I was like, I thought I was wrong for a second.
Like Kevin Durant.
Patrick, who was that Canadian Patrick way back in the day?
What?
What?
What was that?
Thierry, sort it out.
First time on FightPass. You can't blame me for these things.
To be fair, it doesn't just mute them all. If you've muted one, it doesn't mute them all, does it?
Yeah, so every time I open it, it just starts blasting out. And I forget every time. Right. We're set.
2 minutes 30.
Who are we watching?
Woo. Do you know why this fight's interesting? Is because their body types are so completely different.
Yeah.
I say 2 minutes 20 because
I can only
you
get
get to
2
see the
minutes
stare
20.
down and it's fun. And I'm going for a piss first anyway.
2 minutes 20.
2 minutes 20. And
Who's
I'll see you in a minute.
Eh?
Who is it?
Who is it?
It's Kelvin Gastelum
Bruce
versus
Buffer
Israel
versus
Adesanya.
Dean.
Versus
UFC 1.
Israel Adesanya, I almost said Herb Dean versus Kelvin Gastelum.
Have you ever seen
This
Herb
has definitely
Dean
got to
fight?
be the last one, isn't it? We don't know what names are anymore.
No, it's gone mental.
I want
Have
to
you
see
ever seen Herb Dean fight?
Dollar.
Yeah, he's had fights before.
Yeah, Herb Dean has.
Yeah, man. I want to see Dana White fight the dude from what's his name? Scott Crocker, the guy from Bellator.
Scott Coker.
Yeah. How good would that be, man? I would pay everything to watch that.
Have you done it for a week?
I would pay everything.
Dana used to box. Dana's got boxing.
That's a long time ago, though. It doesn't look like he does any kind of physical.
He said he was going to fight Tito Ortiz once.
Yeah. No, he had No, generally, I think in a boxing match, I think they used to spar each other, and I think Dana White used to outpoint Tito Ortiz back in the day. They used to, honestly, like Dana White was.
Were you told that by Dana White?
No.
I didn't tell you that because that's fucking mental.
I think Tito agreed at one point that
would.
would.
Do this. You're gonna be fucked.
Oh, fucking hell. Just put gin in a glass. Whoa.
That's not a lot.
That's fine.
What is going on there?
Stop pouring gin in it. He's making me a gin and tonic. He just doesn't know how much gin.
Some beach bad boy.
What's that about? Apparently, he used to get the shit kicked out of him during training by Dana White.
Well,
actually, shit kicked out of him is very strong. Thierry said it was outpointed.
Yeah, outpointed. I think they used to just
an advantage.
Yeah. There was a point where old Nicky Danes used to get outpointed by the Otter back in the day.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Back in the day.
Happened. I've seen
outpointed.
Just you accidentally fucking kneed in the head, I think is what he meant.
Oh, that's not a point. There's no point to that.
He's gone now.
He also did mount me for briefly the other week, which surprised me.
That surprises everyone.
Well,
yeah,
I think it surprised the Otter.
Even surprises me.
Well, he does do good things at some points, the Otter.
Don't give him anything, Nick. It's not.
Luckily, he can't hear you right now. He's like not in the room.
Now is not the time to be bigging up the Otter.
Well, it's not a massive big up, to be fair. Like
doesn't matter. That guy's ego is.
Yeah, honestly, like don't make it worse, please. I have to live with this.
Daily messages
I know.
on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like how he's going to beat me up.
I'm so done with your shit talking, you two.
So he brings it on himself. I never stop.
Sam, he does it when you're not here, and I have to say to him, like, Sam can't hear you. Shit talking.
That's too funny. That's way too funny.
He just can't. He can't miss an opportunity to shit talk you. It's bad.
It's just so beneath Sam that he doesn't even register.
It is not beneath me. I register it every time, and I will just as much.
I think you guys are gonna have to fight to the death next time.
Oh no, Mark's funeral.
He just walks back in when you said Mark's funeral.
Anyway, so that Sam fella's a twat.
Oh, doesn't he?
I'm really scared about this gin and tonic.
It's not that bad. Literally.
By the way, I gave everyone nicknames in the last video, but I didn't write my own. So this time I'm going to write my own. I'm going to call myself the Wolverine, so people know.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Thierry, do you know about this?
Oh, the CAD fail.
Wait. Thierry, do you know about this?
What about nicknames or the Wolverine thing?
Well, yeah, right. Yeah. The Wolverine thing. The Wolverine thing, which makes it not an actual thing.
First, ladies and gentlemen.
No. You can't give yourself a nickname. I'm not having it. It's not a real thing, especially not after doing that. That's mental. You can't do that.
Do you know what you look like when you do that? You look like that dinosaur out of Jurassic Park.
Yeah, you look like the dude like scaring the kid at the beginning.
The one that kills the fat guy.
Yeah.
Newman from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Dude, you can't give yourself a nickname. That's like calling yourself the Pitbull.
It goes.
The Wolverine.
Yes, that was perfect.
Go on.
Right, let's watch this fight because this is mad.
Alright. Is this the last fight?
Yeah, this is the last fight. This is a fucking 5-round fight as well.
So is everyone?
Well, fat, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got no neck either. He's
got no neck.
He has. It's just he's got the same amount of neck fat that I've got. Like, I don't know if
you're looking well big, Mark. By the way, how much weight have you put on?
I'm looking thick. Yeah.
Thick.
Don't worry about me.
We both put on quite a lot of weight.
She might have lost weight.
I think I'm actually the same weight as Mark now.
Yeah, but you are also about 5 foot taller than Mark as well.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, that is true.
So that doesn't. So
well,
15 stone category.
Okay. But yeah, I put on. I'm 170 now. What's that?
170.
Yeah.
Sammy Sausage messaged me earlier, by the way, Paul, and he said, "Have you seen his gym he's built in the unit?"
Yeah, he messaged me. He sent me all the photos, mate.
Yeah, he says he wants to get to 150 first, and then go up from there to 160 or 70.
I can get up.
So he said, "Can you do a strength program for long?" Yeah, he's currently 135. So I was like, 150. That's easy work. Then that's just eating and training.
Yeah, man. I'm doing it for him. I'm just basically getting him on a treadmill every day. Do 10.
Wait, you've got to get to 150.
I go, mate. This will get you really strong. Just keep running.
Can you imagine 150 kilo Sammy Sausage competing in no?
Yeah, dude, I'm not fucking 170 kilos. That's mental. 170 pounds. I don't know what that is.
I know.
70 something. 75.
That's also just mad to say that. Mark's saying he's 170 pounds, and we're talking about sausage getting to 150 kilos.
That's insane, man. Honestly,
you're
ridiculous.
You're 70.
That's like. You go what?
You're 77 kilos. I just looked it up.
Oh, okay.
So you're now much lighter than me.
That's not that bad.
That's not that bad. Yeah. What you competed at 76 before, right? And then
yeah. but I was about 74.
But you look a lot fatter than 77.
It's all the neck fat. That's what it is. Honestly, I'm not joking. It all goes into this little roll.
It's got a well fat neck.
It's bad.
Not a thing.
Probably a bit of protection. Solid.
No one's ever done any like tests and gone, yeah. When you get loads of visceral fat just around your neck, I think you'll find that it's fucking everywhere, mate. Oh, here we go. Look.
Go on, the grudge. Go on, the
grudge.
Oh, I nearly knocked my chin over.
Oh my god.
Right,
calm down, everyone. Right, we're watching a fight or what?
Got that glass over, wouldn't it?
Okay, so everyone's on 2 minutes 20.
2 minutes 20. They're fucking staring each other down.
Is everyone on 2 minutes 20, Nick?
Yeah.
I'm on 2:12, so I'll start now.
Brilliant.
If you could just chime the 3, 2, 1 in at 2:15, that'd be brilliant.
I'm ready to go.
Okay. On 3.
He looks way bigger than him, though.
What are we doing then?
What are you doing,
Oh my
Nick?
god.
On
I'm
3.
ready.
You'd be shit Power Rangers, you lot.
Who's taller, Gastelum or Adesanya? What do we
On
reckon?
3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now you can talk shit. Jesus God.
Wow.
Cool, Gastelum. He's only 175.
Gastelum's smaller, therefore I think he's going to lose.
They don't look like they should be in the same weight category, do they, really?
Like 4 feet tall.
He's like Mark.
Fat neck.
Is it?
He's just got all his weight's gone into his neck.
It really has.
All that body
Neck
fat.
or ankles.
Yeah,
Well, I'm putting my money on Adesanya.
Have you seen this fight, Nick?
No.
Oh, it's a good fight.
But the long guy is going to win. 100%.
Oh, mate. Watch this fight, man. It's quite good.
Who wins then?
Nick.
You don't know who wins?
We're not telling
Seriously?
you. We're not telling you.
Are we not?
No, we're not telling him.
Well, my money's on the long one.
You have to be more descriptive than that, mate. I don't know who you're talking about.
I have to stick with my long-legged friend, Israel.
What kind of hair has he got? What colour eyes has he got?
Dark hair, dark eyes.
Okay.
He's got tattoos.
Good description. They're very
They're
well
about
done.
£175.
Well done.
I
Well
thought
done,
that he was already the champion at this point.
So also, this is Mark's weight class. If Mark were to fight in the UFC, this would be the Otter's weight class.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't. This is 185.
No, this is the weight class
This is
above.
175, isn't it?
I would be fighting Woodley. I would be fighting Colby and shit like that. It's mental.
I'd be fighting Brock Lesnar.
I would pay so much to see that.
This
I was
would be
thinking-
my weight category. I'd look like Kelvin Gastelum. in there.
Yeah.
And Ian would look like Israel Adesanya.
Well, the thing is, like, how much weight could you cut? Because there's no way, like, I could cut to 155. It doesn't happen.
You could easily do that.
Yeah.
I could do that. Do you reckon?
Yes.
You sweat it out.
Yeah.
2 dressing gowns in the sauna.
My beer for a week.
So that's why I couldn't do it. It's
Two
never
dressing
gonna
gowns, sat next to the window, giving the birds your food instead of eating it.
You're in the sea.
That's literally.
Oh,
This is good.
Yeah, baby.
that short bloke's trying to hit my guy.
Fuck off, green shorts.
He's actually a really this decent guy. He's got a fight ethics and his mentality. He's just a pretty cool guy. He doesn't really, he's not too bothered. He doesn't get too doesn't take it too seriously.
Which is
Who's that?
a shame. I wonder if he did take it a bit more seriously.
Israel.
It's a good point. No,
Gas-
Israel's the opposite of that, really.
I don't know, Israel sounded really cool with Hinger.
He is cool.
I can't,
Yeah, he is. He definitely is. But
I can't
He's
get.
got-
He smokes weed as well.
What, dude?
Israel. Yeah,
Look
it's like,
at Buffer. Look at Buffer in the back, looking all tidy with his
I know, right? I love watching the front row's reactions and stuff, especially if you've got someone like Buff there.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck yeah.
That guy looks asleep.
He's got a brother.
He looks like he's fallen asleep.
He's all right.
He's all right.
He's got a brother who
Joe Rogan constantly likes it.
You know that?
Oh, I love it.
Otter. Do you follow Bruce's brother who does the announcements in boxing?
Yeah.
Michael Buffer. No, I don't.
All the buffers, mate.
How is that the family business? It's so weird.
It's such a weird job. Like, how'd you get into that? That's weirder than being a cut man for me.
Bruce is such a dude.
Bruce is a dude.
He's a boss man. Like, honestly, the UFC, if they lose Bruce and Joe Rogan,
they're done.
Not the same. It's really not the same. It would still be awesome. They'll have awesome fighters and they'll have great commentary and all that shit. But like, I seriously think like they could replace Joe Rogan and there'll be loads of other good commentators and stuff. Because
no one gets as excited as Joe.
No one's the same. It won't be the same. But like, you can have other great commentators and stuff. Like, there will be great commentary on fights. But Bruce Buffer will never be replaced. Like, it will never be the same.
What's that, Nick?
Mike Goldberg. I like someone that knows nothing about what's going on.
But he's got him in a head twist there, Joe. He twisted his neck.
I used to go, oh, it's not the same without Mike Goldberg. It's just not the same.
I used to think
and
that.
I listen back to Mike Goldberg now, and I go, was he even watching what was going on?
That's what I like. I like that though, because he just.
They said on the Joe Rogan podcast one time, like,
be there.
You need like a fight guy and a commercial guy. And Mike Goldberg was the commercial guy.
Yeah.
So like the guy to analyze the fight and the guy to have the voice and talk like the thing that's doing the thing.
That's why I think Anik's a good shout, because he knows what he's talking about, and he's also that
persona. Yeah.
So,
do you think you annoy Rogan?
But the replacement on Bruce Buffer, it's never going to happen. Who's going to replace Bruce Buffer?
Yeah.
Michael Buffer.
He's going to die first.
Nephew somewhere, age 20, with grey hair, slicked back.
Neither of them are getting fired, so they'll just do it until they die.
They'll be able to just use his voice. They'll be able to they'll have so many.
In the future. Yeah, that's a good shout.
That is a good shout.
They have some robot.
Good way of doing it.
Yeah, like a projection or whatever it's called.
When they brought,
I hope that's true, because if they get some fucking twat,
that'll be
like fucking, I don't know, work experience. And now this guy over there.
Kevin's that round, I reckon.
Yeah, he drops. He drops Adesanya.
Kelvin, do you mean?
Yeah, Kevin.
Get on, Kev. Lovely, Kev.
Kelvin's got legs, like it doesn't suit his torso, like.
Yeah.
He's one burger away from Roy Nelson.
Yeah.
Nick, like that is like.
That sounds his boy.
Mate, I'm running all the time, mate. I'm losing fat.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
Weight, it's all just muscle.
Dropping off, yeah.
You guys are gonna see some shit when I come back and I can actually move.
Mate, if you actually move, I'll be impressed.
Imagine all the techniques I've seen over my time.
There's a lot of techniques.
Can't execute.
Your 100 years of experience.
Can't execute because of laziness and weight.
Unwilling to move into the correct positions.
Unwillingness to move from half guard with single butterfly
is not the same as not moving in those positions.
Oh well, one day it will come back around and it will be in vogue.
Yeah, mate, that's it. You know.
Another 10 years or so, and I'll be the coolest kid in town.
Yeah, kid.
Already the coolest ook in town. The ook.
the coolest ookie in town.
I will ookie for food.
Wow.
That head kick. Woo.
Oh my god!
I'm really looking forward to the fights tomorrow night. It's gonna be good.
Me too.
Oh, actually, it's actually because of my age. I actually usually get up at that time anyway to go to the toilet. So
his natural body clock will wake him up.
Are we gonna Zoom tomorrow for the fight?
Can we do it?
7 or 8, and I'll get up for free.
Yeah, for the main card, definitely.
I want to watch the commentary, so if we're going to record it,
we don't have to record it. Just like, yeah.
I'd like to record.
I don't want to listen to
the
the commentary coming out of your TV while I'm watching it.
Oh yeah, there is that.
What's going to happen?
We should get one person into the Zoom, and then we could all watch it on there.
We'll get some headphones and we'll plug it. If we play it for the
what was Stuart trying to do? Stuart keeps phoning up and like not saying anything and playing BT Sport,
basically,
and then just leaving a Zoom again.
Basically, he's trying to sort out so that he shares his screen so we can, like, everyone can watch the fight on his Zoom account.
Oh damn! Gary just got dropped. Let's look at.
But it's not very good. Basically, you need like a really good internet stream to be able to do it.
It's
pretty illegal as well, I think.
No beard, and then
I say with my lawyer's cap on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll find that's copyright infringement.
I think you'll find
Stuart without his beard, by the way.
Has anyone seen Stuart without his beard?
Yeah, Monday's class, and he rocks up from his train.
He looks like one of Robbie Williams' sperms.
He does. That's exactly what he looks like. I imagine.
Can you put that on the thumbnail, please?
That'll be the intro.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. He's whip. I love the way he uses his arms.
Punchy
Like
face, man. Punched him in the face.
Shush.
Blooming heck.
Come on, Kevin, you big boy, you big beast.
He's still in it, mate. He's still in the game. I love the way Israel Adesanya uses his arms like whips.
Mm.
They're about 5 foot
I
long.
like people that throw jabs from the inside.
Yeah, classic Ben Henderson, that is.
Mm-hmm.
The old...
Yeah, it's an interesting one, right? Because like everyone that does do that leaning forward. Like
I just feel like
the further forward that their shoulder is, that's where they can throw their jab from, as opposed to.
I don't know how you fashion a game plan coming into this Gastelum with such a massive like reach disadvantage. Like, what are you even?
Yeah, but Gastelum's fought most of his career with a reach disadvantage.
It's amazing. It is it really is amazing.
Gastelum going up away path is the best thing he ever did.
Yeah,
because he could load up those shots, and it didn't really matter. Like, it's kind of like.
Well, he can take it as well, man.
Power that he was generating, that weight power kind of.
Why doesn't Gastelum lose some weight and go down the class?
He was 170. Couldn't make it.
What?
Because he likes food too much, mate.
Some people would just build differently.
I can see where I could slice bits off him now.
Yeah, but he just built differently. People just can't
slice bits off him. Maybe he doesn't want to slice bits off him.
He's got brown like fucking blancmange.
Blancmange?
Oh, that is the best nickname ever. Kelvin Blancmange Gastelum.
We've got to give that as a nickname to someone. That is the best.
Dude, you can't give that nickname to anyone. They'll just quit immediately.
I love the fact that
how did it go? They called me the Blancmange, and I'm never going back.
They told me I could cut 20 pounds. Kevin, you've definitely got 20 pounds, man.
They got my name wrong, and they call me the Blancmange.
Oh, that punch, man, sick.
Oh,
punch your face, man! Punched him in the face.
It's so good.
Look at some deep half guard, Sam.
What?
Crazy.
Come some of your deep half guard lessons.
Yeah, should, mate. I know some things from there, mate.
Yeah.
Look at him,
Kevin.
The blancmange. The blancmange. Kevin Watt and Ian.
The French pudding.
Kevin versus Ian.
Wow.
Ian.
My brother?
No, not your brother. That was supposed to be like his name.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, based on what? Who the fuck is Ian?
It begins with an I, and I got Ian from an I.
Oh, okay.
Fucking hell.
I love it, mate.
He's got a broad back, hasn't he?
He's got a very broad back.
And he's got surprisingly fast hands for how thick he is.
Fast,
man. Definitely.
So fast and fluid.
I can't even imagine being punched in the stomach like that and just not even reacting.
I know, man. The thing is, like, when they throw those body punches, like those body shots, they're from a distance. Like,
it's a bit.
There's so much fucking power that goes into it. Like the shoulder comes from like way back here.
I'll be done like this.
So like they stand like kind of relatively close to them, but like the punch is thrown from way further away.
What about the body kicks then? Like where they get
definitely. Right?
Yeah.
So many people that I've held Thai pads for, and they kick them, and I'm just like,
oh.
Did you see the thing about Mike Tyson doing this charity boxing thing? The guy that he was holding, the guy that was holding pads for Mike Tyson doing this charity thing. Ariel Helwani interviewed him, and he was saying like, how was it holding pads for Mike Tyson and stuff? And he was like, dude, when that fucking right overhand come in, he was like, I saw my kids, I saw my dog, I saw my whole life.
Who's the trainer that he used to use? Is it Freddie Roach?
Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
No, it's Cus D'Amato.
Oh, because after Cus had died.
I don't think it was Freddie.
Yeah, Freddie, 100%. Freddie, for sure. Freddie was holding pads for him. Like,
you're a white belt in boxing, Sam. You're a white belt.
And Tyson
kill him, Sam.
Knocks him out. Doing pads.
That gay shit on that ground shit.
Tyson knocks out Freddie Roach from holding his pads.
Yep.
Jesus.
That's a real thing that he's saying.
Jesus.
I can confirm with Google.
Wikipedia confirm. I'm just writing it in there now.
I am the Jamie of this.
How much did you put in this?
Looking this up.
Honestly, not that much. Like, that much.
It's a lot of gin in there.
I'll show you.
Down it.
Neck it, Mark.
I haven't had like a proper drink since lockdown started.
Lemonade.
Mark, get it down your fat neck.
I'm with a shit, mate. It's all right.
In fact, you should switch from beer to gin and tonics to try and keep the calories down.
In case the neck
Dude, I can show you my
esophagus.
You can't even see it, but
no,
there's some rolls going on.
It's just one sheet of fat that goes all the way back into the back of your head.
We can't see your hands in the way.
Oh, go on. Take down.
Yeah.
How are you going to pass those legs, though?
Yeah.
Man, Israel Adesanya is really good on the ground.
Yeah, mate, but he just gets up, right? He's got to try and rip his foot off.
You're on this now, aren't you? You're on.
Nick wants a leg lock. He wants a heel hook. Some shit. Maybe we should pick a.
Finally release reverse Kimura.
I'm going to ask Dean Lister what he thinks about this.
What the fuck? I thought we was watching a Dean Lister fight.
Not tonight.
They're all too short, mate. He subs everyone really quickly.
He's too good.
Shout out, Dean.
I don't understand why these
too good, too sexy
podcasts always last 5 hours.
See you on Monday, Dean.
Because we talk. It's just
on Monday.
It's just fun, isn't it? Chatting shit.
I'm a lot more drunk this time round than I was last time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You a bit worried?
Oh.
Yeah.
You know about that, Thierry?
I've missed like a whole round of the fight because I was just looking up that fact.
Dude, I've missed the whole round of the fight because I'm looking at.
Oh yeah, he did. I'm glad I didn't just make that up. Yeah, Freddie Roach he got knocked out by Mike Tyson. Or he got stunned by him when he was holding pads.
That's awesome.
That's scary, man. Imagine having to be like
actually fight the dude.
Yeah.
Imagine fighting Mike Tyson and you're like, yeah, all right, and they're like, yeah, it's punches only. And you're like, well, then, yeah, that's it then. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who I. If I was Mike Tyson myself, I'd still be scared.
And heel hooks.
Yeah.
James Tony.
Punches only comes in.
Maybe that's a lifestyle.
Mike Tyson versus him.
I knew that was the thing.
What?
I drank all the beer.
You drank all the beer?
Yeah, and I forgot that I drank all the beer.
Have you seriously drank all the beer?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's such an awesome thing to do.
Mark drank the beer.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to
That's 8 beers. There's wine.
Who's Kelvin Gaslam's team?
Burger King.
I don't know.
Isn't he from?
KFC.
He's from New Zealand. What other New Zealand camp?
No, that's Israel.
Oh, I think there's even one up there, is there not? Is there another one up there?
This one.
All right.
I'll look it up. I'll be Jamie.
Yes, come on, Jamie.
I'm going to first.
Come on, Whitey Mouse.
Whitey now.
That's a good name.
Oh, that's good, man.
That's good.
A good round for Kelvin
100%
Gaslam.
more sophisticated already.
Mark's full nickname is the Pedo Otter.
What?
Definitely not.
Why?
Definitely not. I'm not having that. So I'll have the otter. I didn't even want that to begin with, to be honest.
I'm not having
The otter was
I'm not
bad
having
enough. I'm not having the pedo associated with anything involving.
For my sake, can you not make that a thing?
Why?
You want Bruce Buffer to be called out in the UFC.
Don't worry about it. It's not a real thing. If he calls me something, I'm not a real otter either. To be honest.
Too late.
It doesn't
I think the Otter is a good
Well,
name.
explain it then. What the? You can't just call me that and then be like, "That's it. That yeah."
Why?
Getting done for that.
The pedo otter.
I don't know.
Kelvin Price out of Kings.
That's a big glass of wine. That's quite a lot.
Do you even drink wine? I don't think I've ever seen
You've
Mark.
run out of beer.
Mate, I love red wine.
We usually drink it out of egg cups, though.
You got to put
What?
the thing in that one.
I don't know. It's a thing. We just drink it out of egg cups.
Yeah.
You eat your eggs out of saucepans.
Is it Mark trying to keep the calories down?
No, do you know what? When I moved into a house share, right, my mum bought me like fucking 8 egg cups as a present, right? And I went, oh, good, yeah, no, cheers. Why? And she went, in case you have mates round. What? In case I have an egg. What the fuck are you talking about? So yeah, I just one day, like, I just had more mates than I had wine cups. So I was like, right, well,
Mum,
egg
she was
cups
right
it
though,
is.
wasn't she? Your mum was
Well,
right.
apparently so, yeah, but
So there you go, Mark. You can learn a lesson there. Your mum's
in case you have mates round. Can you imagine that?
For breakfast.
yeah.
Well, she was just trying to be positive because, mates
Just
and
being
that.
hopeful that he had
She
made friends.
assumed I had 8 mates.
When you finally get some mates, you can give them.
And it's just you and the salmon eating
I've
loads
definitely
of
got more than 8 mates, but there's no way they're all coming around my house.
because they'd never leave, would they? They'd never leave.
You've never been around my house. It's a good reason
Well,
for
I'd never
that.
leave. If I came to your house, I would never go home.
Oh, Nick, come on, that's all right. We'll invite Nick.
No,
don't.
Only because you know, because I've got somewhere I have to be. If you have the salmon round, he won't go. That's the problem. 8 egg cups. He's like, 8 egg cups? That means
For
you
me.
must have eggs.
Missing a really good fight, by the way. Talking about Mark's egg cups.
I'm watching and talking. It's been great.
There's like just one fat child
listen to this though.
versus an MMA fighter.
Not at this point.
What's the statistic we're seeing? Oh, advancing statistic. That's crazy.
That's not even a thing, is it?
No.
They're walking forward more. It doesn't really mean much.
You walk
Doesn't
forward.
mean you're
No,
doing
it doesn't
anything
at
with
all.
it.
The Americans though, they just love a stat, don't they? They just love.
Yeah.
fucking stats at everything, like whatever it is.
I love
him there.
Something. Those are stats for people that don't understand what they're looking at.
Oh!
How's he getting
shit!
Oh my god!
He's really badly hurt.
He's
Come on, long one.
Whenever anyone just stands there and does that,
yeah,
that's not good.
Yeah, he's not.
On the long one.
God damn.
Good head movement.
So good at throwing straight punches, though.
That's good.
a lot of damage.
Gessler's pretty good at it too, right?
Yeah. This is a really good matchup, actually.
Especially there.
Kevin tired by now.
Kelvin Gastelum is one of those guys that should be a champ, shouldn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like a fat Uriah Faber.
Champ of what?
Yeah.
He's like Cowboy, but
Pancakey.
nearly, almost.
He's like Cowboy, but better. He's like Bruce Buffer, but if he fought and was good in a certain division.
When Kelvin Gastelum watches this, Nick, he's coming around your house, mate.
Yeah, don't worry about
That's a fair fight.
Not travel at the moment, mate. Lockdown, so unlucky, Kevin.
He'll break it for you to come beat you up.
Yeah, I've got a dog.
I've seen
You've
your
got a
dog.
Labradoodle, haven't you?
Yeah, Labradoodle.
No, I've got a miniature wire-haired Dachshund and an Italian Sydney.
Oh, have you? Have you got a Spinoni?
And a 4-year-old.
Benoni's about 5 foot tall.
I like them. They're good dogs.
Yeah, she's
Damn. I'm pretty sure Israel's face looks like fucking Joanna's forehead by the end.
It does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
That hurt him bad, that did.
Yeah, he
Big time. Look at
was
him.
out of it. Kelvin could have. There was a potential to finish the fight. Right?
Yeah, if he'd have just...
Could have fucking charged in there, man.
But yeah, he
Easy to say, right?
definitely won that round.
Yeah. Not. That's.
He said, can you see what he's saying there? He's saying, I'm ready to die.
Oh,
Yeah, it goes, yeah.
Kevin's like, I'm ready to eat.
Yeah.
There's pizza at the hotel.
Yeah. Hopefully Sam Hall hasn't cooked it till we got.
God damn.
Who was
pound for pound. Well, maybe not pound for pound, but Kelvin has so many disadvantages in terms of his frame. But yeah, just to make it work so good. I think Kelvin's like the better fighter, even though he's not in this instance. Like I think he's got more skill.
Yeah. This is why it's such an interesting fight, because they're so like coming at it from such different
Kelvin
like starting points, you know.
He has to overhand the left to make it, where Israel is just shooting it straight down the pipe, and it's so much easier to hit someone with straight shots than it is some moving punch.
Yeah, this is where it comes into like styles make matches, but also like
Kelvin's
frames and stuff make matches too.
And Kelvin's got like, I hate the American phrase, but he's got a lot of heart. Like he doesn't give up on his fights.
Yeah, and he's setting really clever traps just to try and make a connection. He has to do that.
Yeah, that is
an interesting point, and this is the point, dude.
Woo.
God damn, man! I thought that was on. I thought that was game over when I first watched this fight.
And here.
Your neck would have got a mark, wouldn't it?
Say again.
Your neck would have got stuck in there.
There's no way. He's going to be really hard to triangle now because he's got such a fat...
You can't guillotine me. I've never been guillotined in my life.
Oh, right. I'll fucking try now.
Yeah, every time we roll.
You try all you want.
Yeah, I will.
Don't, mate. There you go.
I'll do it for a mount, mate. I'll do it for a mount.
A mount, yeah.
I think the only way that you've ever subbed me, Nick, is just by putting your knee in my chest. And I've gone, oh, I'm all right. No. Fair enough. It's the only way that happened.
There's going to be a war in the gym.
Yeah, gym wars.
Mate, I can't wait.
It's going to be a mess.
I can't wait.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, the week I'm not going to survive.
No, I think the first session back, everyone's going to fucking die.
People are going to go mental.
I'm going to be real cool. I'm just going to pick my training partners.
Against
Israel.
So we're going to have to pick, aren't we? We're going to have to pick who our training buddies are going to be.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, People aren't going to handle
be
being
no,
off
like,
so long and then coming back and being destroyed immediately.
Well, there's not going to be, when we come back, there won't be any like positional and stuff because you'll have to pick who you're going to stick with and like not spar with everyone else. So, like me and you have got it pretty easy because we're from the same household, but there's going to be restrictions.
I don't think so. I think as soon as it goes back, we'll just go back to normal.
I don't think so. I think there's going to be like
if
partner.
You two, we get 2 for the price of 1 because you're in the same house, so we get both of you as training partner.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
So you're quite a good
option.
option.
I think we'll just go back to normal.
Yeah, apart from the fact that they're shit white belts.
Yeah.
You're dissing him and all.
Yeah, I was like laughing and I was like, oh yeah. But
I'd rather pick one black belt to train with than have 2.
Right, minute and a half left.
Yeah.
Come on, Longfellow.
Come on, Long John.
Who do you think's winning, Nick?
Kevin.
Ooh.
it's definitely not Kevin.
Yeah.
I haven't really been watching.
Oh,
now I think Ian's winning.
Yeah, like Izzy didn't really do a lot with that.
No, he was over him. Like
I think
he didn't, but it doesn't matter, man. If you drop someone,
Well, he knows his
that's
gaps,
the
right?
thing that you did.
Like Kelvin's absolutely gassed at this point.
He's
Yeah,
absolutely.
if I was in a fight with someone and I dropped them and they were like, "Yeah, but you didn't really do a lot with it," I'd be like, "I fucking punched him in the face and he went down. Like, what do you want?"
I wouldn't be cool if you smashed them.
Dude. This is the point where, like, if there was no time limit, who would win this fight?
By the way, how good are they both their conditioning?
Yeah.
Like, Adesanya just
insane, man.
the takedown like a real. He was in on a double.
For the volume of the amount of shit to keep on this fight,
why isn't he trying to choke
man?
Yeah, he should be choking him. He could be.
Should be choking.
There's 10 seconds left.
Dude, he could have got hooks in at that point.
10 seconds left in
He
this
could have
fight.
choked him from the front, like 100%.
This is as good as over. Like it's just.
Exactly.
Exactly.
He don't know any submissions though, does he? He don't know any jiu-jitsu.
He does. No, he does.
No, not. Of course he does.
I heard he's a purple belt, mate. Freestyle.
Yeah, purple
Really?
belt jiu-jitsu.
Damn, he should have finished that.
Hey, you should have fucking choked him then and there.
Yeah.
Boom.
He was on the back. It was weird that he didn't.
Yeah, but he ain't got no neck, so he might not be able to find it.
That's true.
His
Straight
head
face.
thumb.
What did that was like Wim was saying earlier? It was like, oh yeah, I'm still rolling with people just illegally in my gym.
Yeah. Hey, don't give it away, mate. Oh God, I'm gonna have to cut this out now, aren't I?
He also said that when people turn up to his open mat and they're arseholes, he rolls with them, turns the timer off, and then makes them say, "I'm going to be sick." And he's like, "Doesn't matter," and then like smothers them.
Who said that?
Like our guest Wim de Puta on our podcast today, he said when people turn up and they're dicks to like other white belts and stuff, and they turn up to train, he'll roll with them and then turn the timer off so that there's no time limit. And he says, "I'll make them stand there for 20 minutes or something like that." And like,
really,
I like that. That's good.
like that.
Yeah, protect your white belt. It's like there's no point in like letting people smash it.
White belts that turn up all the time are more valuable than fucking hard cuts that turn up once.
He said, "I won't tap him because that means he can start again. So I just stay on top and smother him."
Look at Sam pretending that that's not a good point. Mark made that, so that's not a good point.
It's not. It's terrible.
That's brilliant.
What did you say?
Kelvin
Who do you reckon, Nick? Who have you got?
Go quickly now.
Who won?
Go.
Tell me. Tell us. Who have you got?
We're asking.
Israel. My phone's run out of battery. Israel.
Oh, you're wrong,
Oh,
mate.
you don't.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
What?
Oh, you're wrong. You were wrong.
Why?
You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong.
My phone's run out of battery.
Oh, no.
You've only been streaming.
I thought
you're right, mate. You're
It
right.
is round
You know he was fucking right anyway. You know who the champion is anyway.
Yeah, you knew.
That was a split decision, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think that Kevin did very, very
You think
well.
that's justified?
No, I think
so.
Unanimous.
I think split.
Really?
I think split. Yeah.
I rated Kelvin's performance, but I don't think it should be
As clear, it should. I know what you mean.
3 times.
To be fair, if it was unanimous, I wouldn't argue against it or anything. But yeah, I think it's split is fair.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter though, does it? He still won.
Doesn't matter. Just a game. No, it doesn't really matter. It wasn't me. It's not like it's me.
It's unanimous. It's a win, isn't it?
Yeah.
A win's a win.
I couldn't.
If it's the wrong decision.
I'm with
one judge. Saw that. One judge saw that in Kelvin's favour. That's the principle, and I don't think it.
I agree there.
Well,
I think it was more obvious that Israel won that.
It should be completely unanimous in my opinion. Like, we dropped him 3 times in the last round, and that was Kelvin was. The fight was super close to being stopped. I don't think Kelvin could have ever recovered from that. If that had been a 4th round, there wouldn't have been a fifth. It would have just been over straight away.
Yeah. Or give them 1 more minute to fight out.
Yeah.
And it would have been over, wouldn't it?
It's done. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he really did drop him a lot. That's quite a lot of damage. It's almost
like who's the Cuban guy? Why can't I think of his name?
Romero.
Yeah, when he got carried over to the corner, like when Tim Kennedy knocked him out.
Oh God!
And then they carried him to the corner, plonked him.
That's so bad.
Sent him out, and then they literally had to come and pick him up from the floor and carry him, sat him on his seat, woke him up, and then he came out and he actually ended up knocking out Tim Kennedy. And there's famous footage of Tim Kennedy in out the back being like, "You fucking lost that fight." Like, do you know what I mean? I knocked you out, but you were so lucky for someone to come, the bell to go.
He did lose that fight.
That's mad.
Yeah, I suppose, but it was cruel. It was almost cruel that Israel didn't choke him and just.
Is his face though? He's taken quite a bit of damage there.
Yeah, like fucking Ray Mears.
And when you're tired, you go back to what you know best, right? So he's definitely more of a stand-up fighter than he is a jiu-jitsu guy. So you're probably just going into a kind of survival mode almost,
his kickboxing background, isn't he? Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I don't think I can drink anymore or watch any more fights.
Me either.
I think I'm dying.
I'm done. Diddly done.
It's been many hours. Really good.
Many hours and far more.
So many hours. How long? Many hours.
How long? Many farm hours. That's
content.
More content.
Many of them.
More content.
Content.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Namaste.
Namaste, bitches.